Bro gang, we got a Gallagher in the building, so today is gonna be the day that he's gonna file story on trends. By now, you should have somehow realized he's focused on men's. I don't believe that anybody tuning in pays for the journal, but let's get started now. We are joined by the Deadline Don Dada, the word count wizard. Every week he call him like you see him. Prince not dead, but he stay killing it. The film bro himbo, a wanker on the tennis court because he be stroking. Digital and print, yeah, he's byline sexual. Your ops fed, he op-ed. The general of the journal. Going gecko mode because he runs Wall Street. His honor of hate mail. Makes the job look easy like it ain't hard, but his pen is penis. Pocket selling. Extra, extra, read all about it because he on that paper route. Wall Street Journal's fashion columnist Jacob Gallagher. Jacob, how the hell are you?
I'm doing very well. It's amazing to watch someone do something that they're like the best at.
Oh,
and that
wow,
this
yeah.
is this is it. This
Facts.
is it.
Are you talking about
You've really found your calling with just this part of the podcast.
Yeah, I can check it out now for
Bars?
2 hours.
Like bars?
Well, it's the combination of the when you do the singing. I'm glad I got the singing.
Yeah.
That's only reserved for the finest of the fine.
Yeah.
That was a good point.
Mainly writers because it's just like the byline big dog. Like it's just that over and over.
I wish Oasis was Jewish. Can I just say that? I wish they were.
Well, I'm probably one of very few Jewish Gallaghers in the world.
Happy Hanukkah.
Maybe the only one.
I might be, well, my family, but yes.
Oh, fuck.
My brother and my father.
You're right.
Yeah.
Happy Hanukkah, by the way.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Wait,
talk
is it
about
Hanukkah right now?
It's Hanukkah today. Well, as the sun goes down, it will be.
What do you mean? Like today or when it comes
Like
out?
when the sun goes down, that's the first night of Hanukkah.
Today.
Well, tonight.
Do we have to like?
Tonight.
This is coming out in 2 weeks.
So when you're
Yeah, by the time this comes out,
Hanukkah's over. It's canceled.
Actually, but
when
yeah.
you leave,
Free
here, like,
Palestine.
we got to press the elevator buttons for you. Is that how it works?
I'm not that observant,
Okay.
but thank you
All
for
right.
asking. That was
Well,
nice.
thank you for coming back,
Jacob in the motherfucking building. What's up, dog?
Hi, it's good to see you.
We were just arguing about. We're not arguing.
We're tallying. We're
You are in
we were counting.
You are at least in second place in terms of most times that have been on the only podcast that matters.
Let's say
in all its forms.
Let's say to couch it a little bit. I'm the top 5, maybe top
2.
I'm in the top
DOA.
couple percentiles, I
Yeah.
think.
Number
But
one,
yeah.
Emily Oberg. Okay, Jacob. I'm not going to call you Jake.
I wonder how many times you're going to call me Jake now throughout the podcast.
I don't know, maybe like 5.
Okay.
Over under
good,
5.
Good deal.
We're at 1.
Let's do a fit check.
Okay.
And I already told him.
Well, I
forgot
was
which way to go.
I was curious as to where it came from, and you did not have a definitive answer. I felt like I was doing
Do you remember?
It's just from the gut, bro.
But why does it
It's
does
from
it make
Piggy's
you
little gut.
but why
How
does
long
it
has
make
it been
you
happening?
Why does it make you a cop?
It
if you
just
start
does.
top down. Okay, so
Because top down hegemony is bad, bro. We're bottom up. We're grassroots. We're the people's champs.
See, that's
Wow.
a good explanation.
Duh.
Thank you.
They
my
tried to
boot-
bury
my-
us. They didn't know we were seeds.
My boots, which are outside,
Thank you.
are in Williams. They're black. They're the Craftsman.
They're pointy.
They're a chiseled toe.
You have to
I
buy a
would say.
wide boot.
I have to buy a very wide boot because I have a very wide.
Jacob has troll feet.
I can't believe I'm going to disclose this. In high school, they called me Bilbo Baggins because I had hobbit feet.
Are you on wikifeet.com?
I'm not on wikifeet.com.
Maybe you are though.
But I don't think so.
Did you retort to your high school bullies with, yeah, call me Bilbo because I be bagging?
I'm not as quick as you.
Come on, bro. Well, yeah, Penn
This
State.
is why-
Penn State.
You didn't get laid at Penn State for 2 years.
I should have
We did the math.
I should have come into the apartment and said nothing, so you had nothing to use against me.
That's
today.
what you do. You
It's
shut
a
down.
reason.
Yeah, that people
People will
honestly,
remember.
You have no one to blame but yourself.
Yeah.
Socks?
I'm wearing Uniqlo socks.
Nice.
I actually am having a problem, right? Not a problem, but it's interesting because you guys love camions.
What?
And I
What?
Okay, Napoleon.
Yeah. Camions?
camion.
Shut up.
That's not how you say it.
Wait. When you order a croissant, what do you say?
Croissant.
No, you don't. You lie. Croissant.
I've never
He said camion.
Camion.
on mic.
Camions.
camion.
Like,
It's
you know we're recording
cami-
right now, right?
Camions.
Camion.
What?
Dude, stop. Go on.
Okay.
Our legacy boots.
Wait, is that how you pronounce it, or do you think that that's
Okay,
the actual
so-
way to pronounce it?
I this actually is a problem in my life where I mispronounce things and I remain committed that that's how you pronounce them, and
Okay.
then people
Try to gaslight everyone. The whole
no,
time.
it's mostly just that then eventually someone has to be like, by the way, that's not how you say that.
How often does that happen to you?
Probably at least once every couple weeks.
What's another example?
And this is embarrassing because I cover the caring conglomerate,
Mhm.
but I called it Kering for a long time.
I think
And-
that's right though.
And no, it is caring.
So Ben
because
Slacken was wrong.
it's a made up
Ben
word.
Slacken.
It's a
Excuse me.
made up word that is supposed to sound like caring. Like that was the
Like,
point.
Oh,
of
like
it.
caring.
That was actually the point of
Okay.
why. But I called it Kering, and finally my colleague was like, "That's why do you say it like that?" And I felt very.
Do you feel
You're
stupid?
fired.
But it's the kind of thing where when you read something, I mean, I wouldn't have known.
Do you
that.
feel stupid when people turn you
Obviously, I
into
feel-
okay?
obviously.
Are you going to continue calling them camions?
What's wrong with you, dude?
Camions.
How do you say cami? That sounds so crass. Camion.
Our legacy camion boots.
Camion.
No,
Shut
it's
up.
ONS. It's not ONE.
But why would you?
Yo, shut your
Why
mouth.
would
if you're
you
talking to
pronounce
me.
the S? Camion.
Well, no.
Oh,
The S is
never mind.
because it's a plural. Because there's two. It's like pants.
What are your pants, bro?
Yeah. What are your fucking trout, dude?
Well, no. Can I just
Shut up.
What are your trousers?
my
You're blowing it immediately.
pants
out
are
the gate.
Comme des Garçons. No, they're Comme des Garçons. from-
Comey de Garçoni?
They're-
What subline or just straight?
They are Comme des Garçons en plus. They are from
Thank you.
they're from the Archivist store in Paris, which is
What year? Do you know?
they're I should have checked. I think that they're from the 90s.
Okay.
They're either from the 80s or 90s.
I love that. From the 90s.
Your zin is slipping.
I know.
Your zin is showing.
Well, no one can see me, so I'm
my sweater. I want to go back to this.
good. No, the
question I have.
T.
That my tee is a vintage Alessi tee that was actually a gift from my brother.
Okay. Why'd you nod at me like
Because
that?
it's a tennis company.
Okay.
You like send him a link and
it's
we're
a
like,
great-
yeah, I want this for my birthday.
It's a great like tennis. It's
Oh,
a
nice.
very like cheesy tennis pattern.
Nice.
Cheesy tennis.
No,
pattern.
not cheesy. Just like
Looks like a hybrid string you got going there.
My brother gave me like a few vintage tennis shirts for my birthday this year, which was a really great gift.
Great.
Like very like he knew that I was getting really into tennis, and he just kind of
Did he cop them from Big Beige?
I think he just got them off eBay
Okay.
actually. But and then my sweater is Brioni from it's from
It's actually pronounced Brionski.
it's from,
Brionski.
it's from Chickies.
Briani.
Why didn't you wear your Cortez hoodie?
The zin slip.
Zin slip.
You just lobbing these missiles at me while the Zin is
Yeah.
slipping.
Why didn't you wear your Cortez hoodie?
I didn't feel like wearing it today. It was maybe more of a weekend garment.
Because it's a Wednesday, obviously. Wait, is it Wednesday?
It's Thursday.
It's the first day of Hanukkah.
Oh my god.
No, I did. I do like the. I'm gonna say Cortez.
Ooh, see now we don't know who. Now we don't know the truth.
All right, I'm unaware.
I think that it's either Cortez or Cortez.
What are you saying with the British accent?
Cortez? No.
I don't know.
So it's like
It's definitely not Cortez. There's an I in there.
Cortez nuts, bro. What's your hat?
My hat?
What's the jacket actually? The big
Oh,
green
glasses.
puffer.
Tell us everything.
The big green puffer.
My puffer is Supreme. It's from the season.
World famous.
My hat is a French Open hat. I got it off eBay.
Roland Garros.
Roland Garros.
Mhm.
I'd seen it in Paris and didn't buy it there and thought, oh, I'll be able to find this easily. And then it took me like months to find it.
How much did
online.
you overpay for it?
I paid less than what the woman wanted for it in France.
So then you
but-
won.
Yeah, but
Fuck them frogs.
but like the amount of time I took to find it then was okay.
So
Yeah.
mean.
I think that's
So
the,
racist.
I think that's the full thing.
glasses.
Oh, glasses.
Panties.
And ring.
I think my glasses are American Optical.
You think? You
I
wear
don't
'em
really
every
remember.
day.
I've had them for. I only wear one pair of glasses. I've had them for like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tickle the ops.
Gold wedding ring.
My gold wedding ring. Yeah,
And what are the
Panties?
panties?
they're also Uniqlo.
All right, and you're sipping on a big,
I'm sipping on a
large
big
Pellegrino.
Pellegrino.
Fit check-
I'm trying to say hydrated.
Drip check complete. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast.
Thank God.
Jacob, we're gonna talk
Ciao,
big
Rachel.
talk, big fashion talk, big media talk. But first, Lawrence has a question for you.
Do you think that you will ever beat James in tennis? Ever?
No, James. I don't know. I feel like you don't talk about tennis that much on the podcast because
Well, someone doesn't listen.
Yeah, who am I gonna talk about it with? Like,
because Lawrence has no interest other than movies.
No.
So
and himself. Give him
Okay,
some
so
credit.
Wimbledon,
Match
movie,
point.
match point. Go on.
yeah, are you very excited for Challengers?
No.
Ooh, the
Oh.
sexy threesome movie.
Yeah, the Luca Guadagnino, Zendaya.
Hell yeah. Sexy.
Tennis movie, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
you ever gonna beat me?
I will probably not beat James. I don't know if this isn't tattling on you because you're good, but like I don't know if the listeners know, but James is actually very good at tennis.
Thank you.
And we have the same coach. And the last time James and I played, James absolutely destroyed me. And in a testament to how good James is, I told our coach how badly he beat me, and our coach's response, shout out Omar if he ever would listen to this,
no chance.
Was well, honestly, it was good you got 3 games off him because he's way better than you. And I was like, wow, that is really
6-0, 6-1, 6-2. The tennis aspect of our friend.
No, 6-1, 6-2, 6-3.
Nah, dude.
No one's keeping score, bro.
6-0,
Besides
6-1, 6-1,
James and
6-2.
Omar.
Yeah. But the tennis aspect of our friendship has like been a nice little development in
Absolutely.
2023. And not only has it like, one, it's fun to play with friends.
Wait, did you get hit in the nuts with the ball? Was that true? I heard about that.
That was true, but it happened during this last time we played, and I was so mad by the time it happened that I just didn't even react. I was the anger inside me like balanced out the pain, and
You don't know this?
happened, and I just turned. And
You don't know this? We talked about this on the pod, and James's deposition has now been validated because he told the same story.
It was an ace. It hit the back bar, like a solid metal post, and careened back and hit you in the nuts as you were like walking over. And I was like, did that hit you in the nuts?
I believe they call that adding insult to injury.
You said yes.
There was cartoon smoke pouring out of my head while we're playing.
I was going to say, I've never known this, like, this emotional side of you where you were screaming.
Yeah, I was really mad.
It was awesome.
Really, and I've never...
He has a temper, dude, famously.
No. I disagree with that.
Group chats would disagree with you.
Oh, damn.
We're not going to talk
No, we're not
about
talking about that.
that. But it's interesting because, like, obviously, most basic statement in the world, tennis is a mental game. And
It's like chess and boxing.
and I just internalize being so mean to myself. Like, I just walk around being like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, in my head.
Tough.
Everyone
being a
does
self-hating
that.
Jew.
Everyone does that
Yeah.
when they play tennis, I think. But and they go on tilt. But
That's why Jews are so good at playing tennis.
Are they?
Come on now.
McEnroe? Not Jewish. No chance, right?
McEnroe.
because he had the-
His name's McEnroe.
Oh, no, he had the curls. His name is Gallagher.
Okay, fair.
today.
Where are we at right now? What are we doing right now?
Let's talk your job.
Yeah, baby.
So you're the fashion columnist for the Wall Street Journal. You've been there for 7 years.
No.
Approximately. More? How long?
I've been there for longer than
11? How long?
I've been there. I've been at the Journal for almost 10 years.
Okay, your author page goes back to 2016. It's 57 pages at this point.
Yeah, that might just be
Lazy.
That might just be that it doesn't go all the way back.
Wow.
I have been there for almost 10
Well,
years.
10 years of writing about the men's fashion scape. What story in this past year? Let's just focus on this year. What story of yours got the most clicks this year?
Oh, that's actually really easy to answer.
Oh, yeah?
It was
by
only-
far the one.
by far, not by. I mean, by a decent margin, it was the Tony Shirtmaker story. Shout out Tony. Yeah.
Really?
That one did the best. And
It's on Hey Dudes?
I don't know if I wrote the Hey Dude story this year. That might have been last year. That might have been December of last year, actually.
What?
At the buzzer. Why do you think the Tony Shirtmaker
Okay,
one hit so hard?
it's interesting because that story did so well that we actually had like my editor and I had like a sit down to be like, why did this do so well? Because we thought that it was going to do well, and it was a nice. So my thinking is that a couple things. One, it was a nice story, like flatly, like Tony's
You not write nice stories? What are you talking about?
No, but just in terms of a profile. Here's this entrepreneur. It was a really like
A entrepreneur who makes shirts.
it was just kind of this nice like made in America. Like this guy makes great product. It
Up in Maine.
It looked
Maine,
great.
right?
It had a nice headline. The people were
What was the headline?
It was this tailor in the middle of nowhere, Maine, makes some of the best shirts in America.
That is so cumbersome.
Let me tell you, people in Maine were furious that I said the middle of nowhere because they were like then people were like pointing out that this town was not the middle of nowhere. I think we ended up changing it to small town Maine.
Wait, you was you entered a redaction, or what is it called?
No, we did not. We didn't know. We just
You
like
bowed to public pressure?
Yeah.
you guys are ugh. But
Just
no,
once.
it was a really nice story, and like Tony and Laura were like really very forthright with her story. And I think like it was also just something that the photos look good. It, again, I think people, that was definitely the story I've written where the reader emails I got were like, this is a great story. Like I never get those kind of emails.
Because normally the emails are what? Just hate mail. Like I'm going to fucking kill you and your entire family.
Kill yourself.
Well, on the other end of the spectrum, when I wrote about George Santos like last week, those emails were great because it was just people being like, great article. This guy,
he's the GOAT.
This guy, no one was like, he's the GOAT. I think that was I think Santos is a funny character because he's like mocked on both sides, if you will. So I think people just love.
He's goated on
reading.
both sides.
Yeah.
Anyway,
most hated congressman alive, dude.
so that story, and that story
Most
also
swaggy.
it got like internally people really liked it, so it got a lot of play and promotion, and it did well. And I was really glad because like of all the stories that I wrote this year, like I wrote a few profiles this year, and all of them tended to do well. And I tend to profile folks that are like, you know, barring Jerry Lorenzo, I wrote that profile.
Let's pronounce Lorenzo.
We're going to talk about it. Don't worry.
But
I got you.
like that
Did Tony see an uptick in sales?
Yeah,
It affected the bottom line?
Yeah.
Did Jerry see an
There's a
uptick in
waiting
sales?
list for Tony, right?
There's a
There's
huge waiting
yeah,
list for
yeah,
Tony.
Did Fear of God get a little Gallagher tick up?
I don't know.
My man is slinging sweatsuits.
I don't
over
know.
here.
But I mean, like,
Pack's on 30% off. Let's go, baby.
How, like, what magnitude did the Tony shirt, like, it was far, like, 2x, 3x your average fucking readership, or was it, like, did it go fucking viral, it sounds like?
it did go viral. It genuinely went viral. Like, I think that it was, at least at one point, it was the most read story on the website
Fire.
for like a
Damn.
while.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Tony. That's crazy.
Must have been a
It
slow
was a
news
huge
day.
story. It was a huge story. Like,
All of Maine tapped in.
and Tony and I have kept in touch, and like it was the kind of thing where I think when the article came out, he had like a very nice reaction to the article, and then I kept hearing from him, and it was kind of like, this is crazy. This is like it kept. I think people kept reaching out to him, and that was really, again, it was really nice. Like that product is really good.
Mhm.
I'd followed Tony for a long time, and I had that idea in the back of my mind of like, these are really great. This is a really great product, and I wanted to know more about what he was doing, and I'm really glad that one
You did your
landed.
damn job,
But like,
dude.
you know, and, again, like I also profiled Andy, who makes the kind of weird Nike, the Air Force One cowboy boot thing, the Air Force Andys.
Oh,
and-
sure.
That story also did super well. Like people like reading about these kind of,
They like learning about stuff they don't know.
they like learning about stuff they don't know. They like learning about these kind of small individual businesses doing
The
something
artisanal
weird.
guys.
The artisanal guys.
So-
and that one, yeah, really landed.
So what story was fucking bricked?
Yeah,
That maybe you didn't expect to brick.
yeah. What was the worst shit that you wrote this year? You fucking idiot. Sorry.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. I mean,
I'm buying you time.
I mean,
I'm buying you time.
I have my editor would absolutely be like,
Nothing.
he thinks that they all brick because I like,
Oh,
I,
damn.
like,
I was
like,
gonna say that
like,
they're all
I-
winners.
self-hating
like I
Jew.
want them to all do incredibly well. You know, you
How do you measure the do wellness of an article? Is it eyeballs? Is it like time spent?
It's
is it just the quality of the product?
It's a different. It's a lot of different metrics. You know,
You personally, I mean.
me
Yeah.
personally,
What do you use?
probably page views.
Okay.
I do care.
Ugh.
Make
I do
more
care.
listicles, bro.
Speaking of a prisoner of your own design, dude. What do you
I know, and
page
it's
Here's 50 shirts from Tony Shirt
Oh my
Makers.
God. I can't do a listicle, you fucking
Top 50 shirts.
goddamn journalist.
but you when you write something and you think it's good or you think that it's worthy in some capacity or you think it's interesting, let's just say let's
you
use
write
that.
things that you don't think are good.
No, I'm saying like that.
Thank you. That's all. I'm
Like when you write something and you're like, this is a really interesting story, or I feel like I hit the tone right on this and it doesn't exactly land. Obviously it's hard not to be disappointed. And that I'm making it sound like that happens all the time. That does not happen all the time. Like
But you can't be
I am
happy
by
with
and
the fact
large
that-
happy with like
Yeah.
with how they all do.
Right.
Like, you know,
I'm good at my job, to be clear, is what you're saying.
In case your editor's
that's not what that's
Well,
not
what it
the,
sounds like.
that's not the point of what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just kind of like, I think really maybe honestly, like being 10 years into this, I do still care a little too much about like how they all land.
Really?
And yeah, I still
Damn.
do.
All right. Well,
But it's hard when you have access to like the back end. You can look at the data and you're like, you can drive.
Who are you
Yourself
comparing
crazy.
yourself to, though? Like, what you write for the journal is not the content that is normally consumed by the journal reader,
No, you
right?
well, to me that
Some degree.
we're off on a tangent, but that's
I know this is crazy.
yeah. I don't really want to keep talking.
Okay, we can move on. We can move on.
I do want to move on because like Lawrence and I, since we and the readers at home can't get behind the paywall,
Listeners at home.
I want to just go factor cap real quick with you on some of the headlines and subheads that you've done over the years. And I did go 57 pages deep, but I'll start off with 2023 one. Factor cap, quote, Travis Kelce's a Pro Bowl level dresser.
Is it a new sag, dude?
Yeah. Just some headlines.
Yeah, factor
and
cap though.
subheads.
I think that
Cap.
no, that is a fact. I think that is a fact.
What?
I think that is a fact.
You think Travis Kelce's a Pro
I
Bowl
have
level dresser?
very different. Okay, I have incredibly different.
Taste.
I would
Than us?
not taste, but I would say I have very different criteria for like we look at things differently. I think.
Why is Travis Kelce a Pro Bowl level dresser? The top 22 dresser.
That's
Justify your thug right now.
to me. That's not. To me, you're reading that one way. I cannot believe you're making me.
He's reading it as it was written. What are you
I'm just
talking
reading the
about?
words, bro.
I can't believe you're making-
All right.
No,
All right.
We're gonna move on.
Move on.
It's a fact.
We're gonna move.
It's a fact. Okay.
What I will just say,
You said fact.
I,
You said fact.
he was incredibly. Again, he was very candid about how much he cared about what he wore. I think that it's undeniable that this year, what he has worn and what his outfits are, like more people are paying attention to that than
Because it's he swizzle, dude. What are you talking about?
even if that's the case. Like he's wearing.
Who's in the spotlight? Cam Newton passed the torch.
He's very much in the spotlight. He's wearing the Jill. He's wearing
mid pooper. What are you talking about, bro? He's wearing the full
All right.
set. We gotta
Okay,
move on.
all right,
We gotta
all
move
right,
on.
moving on.
You're bugging right now. Bro.
I disagree. I think
okay.
that I disagree.
20
cap.
2017 factor cap. 2017.
This is the best seg ever. We gotta do it every week.
Are you man enough to buy these skincare products? Kind of fucking.
I don't even remember what that article is.
What's up?
I don't even remember what that
Okay, all
article
right. Well, I'm just saying.
2017.
That was 100 years ago exactly.
Not really respecting the fluidity of masculinity. I'll just say that. All right. 2018. The latest fashion trend: dressing like you're in a cult.
Factor cap.
Oh, that was at the time. That was absolutely.
Who was
fact.
dressing like they were in a
That
cult?
was absolutely fact.
5 years ago.
That's easy.
It's funny.
It's easy.
While I was watching Love Has Won, I was thinking back to that exact article because
Oh, really?
that article I wrote around the time that Wild Wild Country was out.
Yeah.
And there was that, and then there was that was when Entire World was coming out, and their
Okay.
like whole
Oh.
marketing was like very cultish, and like all of them in
Everyone
the
dressed
same
the same.
colored sweatsuits, and
Yeah.
so that I feel like that article not only was that true then, that holds up to me.
Really?
Like, yeah.
because
Oh,
of
yeah.
Mother God.
Well,
Are we all going to be blue?
I mean, Love Has Won was incredible because she was just like, I'm a god, and then she was just
I am
buying
a god.
rings off of
Hurry up with
Amazon.
my damn
She was
croissants.
buying all these clothes off Amazon
From the god Bezos.
Yeah. Well,
like-
she doesn't have good taste.
I was
dude.
like, oh, the god fibers are the worst synthetics ever, I
Yeah.
guess. But yeah.
Shut up, Bezos.
no, shout out Mother God, bro. What are you talking about? She's
Are we all going to be blue
God
soon?
on
Like,
earth,
are we
she's
going
a
to
woman.
all going to go?
She was-
Are we all going to go
she
Navi?
turned full blue.
Violet Beauregard mud.
No, that's not a trend that's
Okay.
happening.
All right.
Okay. All right. Cool.
What about 2016? The spiffy Hawaiian shirt is back for summer.
Yeah. Listen, 2016, I was ahead of the curve, bro.
Hashtag cancel Gallagher, bro.
I was
You
not
are-
gonna lie.
you are
No,
evil, dude.
going back, I do think that like
Yeah, of
the
course.
trends that you identify and are like, hey, this is happening, you are ahead of the curve.
2016, I wrote that. We're still
Well, the Hawaiian shirt comes back every 2 years.
7 years later, we're still stuck
2
in
years?
that.
Every 3 years, the Hawaiian
Yeah.
shirt.
I'm sorry,
comes back.
that trend, we're still stuck in that.
Who's wearing? Well, like I know
Oh, you
Tommy.
mean Cam Collar?
Yeah, I think I don't even remember what that article. I don't remember the.
I mean,
specifics of
2016
that.
was like fucking Drees. It was like that type of shit. It was like runway Hawaiians, not like
Yeah.
Tommy Bahama.
that
But
trickle.
probably also TB.
I mean, we're talking it's
TB12.
December, but like that trickle down still exists.
7 years later, 8
almost,
years
yeah.
later. Oh no.
Yeah,
I mean, when it does feel like the tone of your articles have gone from like more, I don't know, trend predictions to kind of like minutia phenomena. Do you get a lot of hate mail for the stuff you write about?
no, not really. I
What
think
has
That
garnered the
slowed
most,
down over the years.
what has garnered the most hate?
ooh, I don't know what's garnered the most hate
Because you read all of these, right? You open them up.
I open every
You
email.
tap
I genuinely open every email that I get.
All right.
So what's your
if
email
you're
address?
listening right now, send him some hate mail.
My email is out there. It's jacob.gallagher@wsa.com.
All right, send them a little Tell him how he's doing on the
I don't know.
podcast.
I don't know what's gotten the most hate. I mean, listen, sometimes people read stuff and they just flatly disagree with me, and that's fine. Like, I don't, but like,
And they call you the R word in an email.
That happened?
no, that's happened like once or twice.
Nailed
And
it.
do you write?
Sometimes-
And did you write back to Lawrence?
Got my ass.
But I don't want to get hung up on that. Like,
You want to talk about hate mail?
What about love mail?
You post it. You'll post it to IG
yeah,
on stories
sometimes, yeah.
when it hits.
Sometimes they're just wild. I mean,
Yeah.
like there are a few people I have a few regulars.
Oh, really?
Wait, hate mail regulars? That's so fire,
like a
dude.
couple, and I'll write them back. And
Do you have any hot?
I
mail
had
regulars?
one. I did get one this year that was really, really pointed and was like, It was like this woman, and
What'd you say?
she said, basically the gist of it was like, you should have higher standards about yourself. This stuff is so bad.
That is so mean.
And it
How'd
was
that make you feel?
really mean. And I wrote
He's in therapy now.
I wrote her back, and because I do write these people back, and I
Really?
What did you say?
I wrote her back and I said, well, I think I said something along the lines of like, thank you for reading and taking the time to write in. Like, that's, you're entitled to your opinion. If you don't like reading this stuff, like, I implore you to not read it. Like, that was basically
Is that a
just-
Ken response that you have like ready to go?
Permanently copied.
Yeah.
No,
Control V.
I don't want to. I really don't want to get hung up on the hate mail, but I will
trying to. Get
I will
hung up
often
on it.
just say thank you for reading. Like, that is often what I just
Shut
say.
him down. Do you get love mail?
Shut down.
If they're writing me, they've read the article. Like,
That's true. That's a click.
So
That's
taking
they
the time
they lost.
but I also
your haters are your readers.
I do get positive responses. Like,
No, you don't.
like, yes, I do.
I'm
Like,
kidding.
What was the last one? What article has maybe gotten the most positive besides Tony? Besides Tony Shermaker.
Tony.
Of late, again, the George Santos piece, people were like,
That's so
thank you
crazy.
for writing this. This was interesting.
Yeah,
I gotta
bro.
say, he is fucking fired.
He's got his stance.
He's fired.
Diva down.
Um,
Diva up.
Yo, let me ask you this: was 2023 low key a terrible year for fashion?
well, I don't think that it's a
Boom.
I don't think it's I don't think terrible is the right term for it, because I don't think that it even elicits that strong of a reaction
Okay,
necessarily.
Bad year.
I think that we're in a period in fashion where things have really stagnated. And I think that that's true across all trends. Like, I said Hawaiian shirts, kind of like, not to seize on that. And I know that you guys think that like that's a passé trend, but we have not yet had a strong new proposition in a while, I would say. And so the market has really
In
slowed
a single
to develop.
category. You just mean like a specific.
I
thing.
would say across the landscape.
Why do you
Like,
think that is?
We're just talking shirts. It feels
I
like.
think that nostalgia has really become in a lot of ways, the dominant factor that is weighing on what trends rise up and what people buy and what they wear. We can certainly see that in the sneaker market, like the sneakers that the biggest sneakers of the year.
Well, literally the 10XLs.
Well, let's set aside Balenciaga and we can kind of get back to that. But like, by the biggest sneakers of the year are Sambas, campuses,
Big red
Gazelles,
boots.
Jordans,
Was that last year? I
Dunks,
don't know.
like that.
This year.
Like, we are in this moment where styles that have been with us for decades, that is what people want to buy. And I think part of that is nostalgia. I think part of that is familiarity. I think part of that is safety and feeling comfortable and the familiar feeling comfortable. And I think, yeah, like when you look at, the runways, you go through the shows, and I think we are in a moment where it is very hard for a new idea, a big idea to really break through in the marketplace. I think that there's a lot of factors there. Like, there are not many department stores left to break new ideas.
Literally 5.
There are not many, we look at how celebrities dress, and a lot of celebrities dress incredibly well, but
And that's a cottage industry,
they-
right? Like
but
that is what it is. That's the
and they
industry.
don't dress in a way necessarily that has a bearing on the marketplace. They don't dress in a way that is able to, that people can replicate it, and particularly in menswear. Like,
That's marketing. It's aspirational.
how do you mean?
You see all that shit about what celebrities are wearing because it's marketing.
It is, but what I mean is, like, when you talk to designers, or when you look at a mood board, like I was meeting with the designer yesterday, And
Flex.
Big fucking flex alert.
I was in their office, and on the mood board was images of, and this is no shots to this designer. He's a great designer, but like the images were of Paul Newman and Robert Redford. And I think we still are.
Those are Zoods. Now you're talking Zoods, bro. This is a difference.
But I do
But
think
it's relying on the past and what already has been to create the
that's
now.
what I'm saying.
So we're
in a way.
defining nostalgia. To your point.
But and I think a lot of celebrities do dress great, but I don't
Bro, why are
necessarily
you fucking lying on podcasts? What are you doing?
Factor cap.
but I don't necessarily know if that I don't
Sorry, I don't
necessarily
mean to laugh in your face, but you're capping
I
so
don't
hard right
necessarily
now.
know if that does have a bearing on the marketplace. And I think that
Why is Rocky the Bottega campaign? Because he's gonna move fucking numbies, bro. That's what it is, right? That's real.
but let's talk about like within that campaign, let's talk about what he's wearing within that. What he's wearing is not necessarily things that are entirely new propositions. I like that Bottega campaign. I think that it is an interesting spin on the paparazzi concept, but the clothes themselves, those are trends that we're familiar with. Those are clothes that we're familiar with. We have not had
Canadian tuxedo, sweatsuit, etc.
I guess what I'm trying to put my thumb on is that, there was a time not that long ago, like when Alessandro Michele started at Gucci, that did usher in kind of a new principle and a new concept. Like those trends did have a trickle down effect. Maximalism, gender fluidity, kind of a romantic way of dressing, that definitely had a trickle down effect, and that impacted trends. Demna at Balenciaga, that, however you want to define that, whatever terms you want to use, that certainly had a trickle down effect, and that impacted the marketplace. It's been a few years. We have not seen something like that. I think that the market is waiting for that proposition to come around, and I don't know where that's going to come from. There were some shows that I went through in June that I thought were really good. But I'm not quite sure where that like next great trend is going to come from.
Is Bodhi the last small brand or non like powerhouse capital F fashion house that has like affected
Absolutely.
and like shifted the way that people dress?
Like when Bodhi broke,
And we're talking 10 years ago or 8 years ago, right?
well, when Bodhi broke, it was like you could really feel, okay, Emily came out, and then like the next season at Pitti Uomo, it was like everything was patchwork, everything was
That's
like
crazy.
some kind of tablecloth shirt. Like she did chime in,
Change the game.
She like that had a real material
Yeah,
impact.
it reverberated. It was a little hand in hand with Gucci at the same time.
Of course, it was all
Bold, big. Yeah, you're right.
It was all
100%.
intertwined, certainly, but I think that Emily does deserve a lot of credit for, identifying that trend and articulating it. And then she was.
So why do you think a small brand, it's been so long? If that was, let's just say 7 years ago, why has it been 7 years since a small brand has really been able to break through?
Well, it's really hard for a small brand to break through the noise right now.
Right.
I mean, the industry by and large is dominated by.
It's very top heavy now.
Well, the industry is dominated by companies that are owned by the two major conglomerates, LVMH and Kering, and
Kering.
And their marketing efforts do, in effect, they're so effective that
Well, they're ubiquitous.
it is difficult.
Can't
to
escape it.
What about
pop
OL?
through.
What about OL? OL's broken through 100%.
I don't know if it's really had a like shifted the entire like
Like
market
Bodhi,
per
did you
se.
mean like on
Yeah,
the terms
yeah.
of scaling? Oh, that's
Like
fair.
they haven't.
I think
what about ALD perhaps?
ALD,
Oh, yeah.
ALD,
That's built
ALD.
on like things that were or like
Rough.
kind of more familiar
that's
tropes.
what it is. They would
that's
say that
also
as
a
much.
very, to be frank, that's also something that really has happened in America and
London?
and London. But in terms of the ALD impact can be felt the most in America, where you can see very clearly like other brands copying the lookbook, copying the styling, like that. Like, but that is a real American effect, I think. And obviously, do I think that luxury houses have taken a peek at that and taken some notes from it? Yeah, I think so. But I don't think that it's really had like the global impact yet.
What about just like the social media?
Not to downplay ALD. I
Of
think
course.
that ALD
No, we
is
get
like a
it.
genuine American success story in terms of fashion. Like
besides the ubiquity of like, every single fucking week there's a new campaign, a new celebrity thing, a new show somewhere, Hong Kong, LA, wherever. What about just like the social media firstness of everything, where it's like it is kind of what has the most virality or most like spread capability? right? So it is going to be like the loudest shit, but also it's not going to be new shit. It's going to be kind of stuff that you're familiar with that you do feel okay reposting and sharing and going, I don't know, contributing to like the spread of it.
Well, even within that, I would say that I think, I actually think that we have not fully digested how much Instagram and social media has changed the way that marketing works and the way that our eyes do tend to glaze over new ideas. Like, I think that part of the problem, frankly, is that nothing can break through because we look at everything the same. Everything is digested the same. And you flip through your stories, you flip through, you're scrolling through Instagram.
The context is always consistent.
The context is, the way it's presented to you is always the same.
The medium is the message, bro.
Whoa.
Shout out Marshall McLuhan.
Marshall McLuhan. And
what the fuck?
And so
when that college round's getting pussy.
And so that is an open, to me, this is like an open question. Like, I don't have the answer, but like the Bottega campaign, I think it's an interesting test case in like,
but celebrities doing the fake paparazzi shoot, like Kim Kardashian did that.
That's not new.
Bad Bunny and Kendall
Vogue. There was a Vogue shoot that did that.
Hold on. But I was going to say, what I really mean is that, does that land, because we're already so used to seeing and digesting paparazzi images. So does having Bottega on it, is that enough to make your brain go, and think a little bit deeper about it? Or do you just swipe past it like you do any other photo you see on a given day?
I think it lists a little, and then you scroll past.
It is, but ultimately
it's rocky and he's beautiful.
But again, it's an open question. Ultimately, is the real impact of that you get articles that are saying, look at this campaign, but then in a couple of days, those articles just get pushed down to the bottom of the page. That's it. Like, is the
attention span of everyone doesn't change necessarily, like the effect. Like, that's just that's a baseline. Bro.
How many people do you think are still listening right now? Right, it's 35 minutes in. Come on,
8 million probably.
But I guess I'm waiting for that, and it's funny because I'm kind of like, I'm waiting for that next idea, or I think that the marketplace right now is really waiting for the next idea, and we're all trying to figure out, like, okay, what is it going to be? But
let me pitch you on something.
There's still clothes out there. People are still very happy with what's in the marketplace.
Let me pitch you on the next big thing. Podcasts, but with clothes.
Whoa.
Sorry to blow your fucking mind.
What does that mean?
Just us, what we're doing. Do you think 2024 is prime for any sort of breakthrough, or do you think it's just gonna be more of the same?
Well, I think that it's funny because, not to keep going back to like
Rocky.
No, not to keep going back to the fact that you
Lord
were making
Flacco Jody.
You were making fun of that headline from 2016.
Oh.
But I think that
no, I wasn't making fun of it. I was asking fact or cap.
I think that, like, had the pandemic, I still believe this. Like, I think had the pandemic not happened,
well, it did.
We would have had more of a actual reset toward minimalism.
Okay.
Like, I think
wait, like a quiet luxury. What's happening?
No, I actually think it would have been more like artisanal, and we would have gone, I hate to use that word, but I think that we would have seen more of a resurgence of like minimalist suiting, and we would have seen more like tailoring arrive, and it would have just been like simpler. It would have been a real, like,
it would have arrived
cleansing
sooner,
of the marketplace.
It's here now. So you mean like it would have appeared earlier?
So to me, it's interesting because I think quiet luxury to me is comfort and expensive clothes. It's not necessarily refinement and expensive clothes. And maybe that's just what I'm looking at within quiet luxury.
Not the customer.
But like, what are the quiet luxury staples? Like
Laura,
a sweater, a cashmere ball cap, open walks. Like, these are things that are very comfort minded. And I think that
function over form,
but
straight up
and not to put too much value on what fashion shows do in the marketplace. I think that some break through and have trickle down effect. I think a lot don't, but like that last runway season before the pandemic happened, a lot of suiting, a lot of ties, a lot of dress shirts. Like, I think that the market was heading toward that.
It was primed for it.
Pandemic happened. The bottom up trend became, I want sweatpants. I want simple slip-ons. I want basic clothes. And then I think people made money during the pandemic, frankly. And so then they started saying, I'm going to spend money on these clothes. Yeah. And that's where quiet luxury came from. Quiet luxury, genuine trend, but not a new, but that was not like a new concept in the market. That was people picking up things that were out there, seizing on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, Quiet Luxury and Old Money were like synonymous. So like that was out there in the marketplace already. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I feel like we were starting to see this shift toward brands really projecting something new. And then it wasn't the right time. The market wasn't ready for
perfect
it.
transition to new ideas.
What?
No, I'm throwing to you.
What?
That was like you see that? That was a three-way. I thought speaking of new ideas.
Well, speaking of maybe no new ideas. Sorry, are you writing a headline right now?
No, I'm just making sure I don't need to write anything.
You talked about how Demna and Balenciaga, like where do they fit into all this? Is he kind of like indicative? Like, yes, it was one of the most powerful brands in fashion, most well-resourced, but like, definitely shifted the marketplace. But is that at this point, is Balenciaga kind of like the face and Demna the face of like no new ideas, just repeating, going back to what works? Knowing that people are going to buy shit no matter what, spend money no matter what.
Yeah.
His missing portrait is on the side of the juice box because there's no juice and he's missing. Boom, nailed it.
I don't know if I would go that far. Like I obviously, I think that the reviews of that show were
you didn't go, right?
I didn't go. I think the reviews and my colleague Rory Satchman wrote something out of that show. She was there and like, it was very cliched LA. And I think as an onlooker, I did feel like, okay, I don't know if this was the right time for this show. Like I felt like
you felt like a year or two late, honestly, if I'm being real.
Let the man speak.
But that idea of like Erwan and again, like this celebrity paparazzi thing and this kind of like schlumpy after your workout class clothes, like I feel like we've been through that and we here in America have really already processed that. So I was very curious of like, maybe just in Demna's universe and whatever he surrounds himself with, maybe it wasn't as present to him that was going to come across
as a cultural
as
thing.
being,
like you're talking about the USA versus globally.
Yeah.
Earlier, same thing.
But then you look at the comments on their posts and
you're reading those comments.
Well, I was curious because I was like, well, did anyone think that this was like awesome? Like, did anyone think that this was a really great,
probably
awesome
collection? And
like awesome.
I don't know.
Like Cowabunga,
dude. So what did the comments say?
Some of them were positive, and so I was curious. I was like, and listen, I think that right now, the bottom line for Balenciaga is going to be like, can they sell stuff? Like it has been reported in conversations I've had, like the sales have slowed. They are, I think, having a bit of a hard time getting that consumer to really spend like they used to.
Right.
And
Kanye spending $4 million one trip.
And I'm not quite sure that was the proposition that's going to get them there. But this brand has now become
sneakers, and that's what it is.
But this brand has now become so closely associated with him in this look that to get out of that, obviously not all we do, but a lot of what we do as fashion journalists is think and prognosticate of who's going to lose their job and who's going to take. No, but you know what I mean? Like
Matthew Williams.
Like this becomes this kind of like, the term musical chairs is itself a cliche about these designer roles.
The coaching carousel.
And I think people are like, openly questioning like, well, is Demna going to lose his job now? No. But I'm kind of like the amount of capital.
Is that a real rumor? Or
the amount of capital they have to invest to get that brand to like work free of him, you have to completely reset the brand again. This is, I think,
what he did, by the way.
This is, I think, frankly, a problem that like Givenchy is facing post Tisci is like people really associated Riccardo Tisci with Givenchy, and they've gone through Claire Wade Keller, they've gone through Matthew Williams. I think that to get to that space where a consumer can get excited about them again, it takes a lot. It's like you got to reset the stores, you got to reset the logo, you got to reset all of the advertising. Quite
expensive, my friend.
And it's really expensive to invest in that. And so I think like ultimately for Balenciaga, they still get all the celebrities there. They still get a lot of press out of it. We're talking about it like that. He remains central to the conversation. I think I'm very curious to see if and when he can really come up with something that is building upon what he's doing. Right. But I did feel personally that this show was spinning its wheels a little bit.
I have a suggestion. 12XL sneakers.
Yeah, dude.
Even bigger. This show felt like it was the Kardashians took Balenciaga via Kanye and made it like a few years ago and took it into like the Kardashian tier of like, LA Calabasas. This felt like it was almost like then aping that. And like
a comment on that, right? A meta comment.
Just like recycling that even more where it's like, hey, this is like the Kardashianification of our own brand.
Rinsed.
Yeah. What about, so are you a Matthew Williams apologist?
I don't like to use the term apologist because like
you are.
I think
do you ride as meat?
So
you're a meat rider, 100%.
You glazing Maddie?
He sees this is what he does. He stops talking when he's pissed. Yo, subscribe to the $10 tier on Patreon.
Because you knew
$5.
like it was pretty much the writing was on the wall with him.
Everyone
fired from
knew
Givenchy,
that was
right?
going to happen, right? No one was surprised by that at all. Contracts up, effectively fired. That's what it is. Everyone knew it was coming.
Well, I will just say that's been the most rumored about brand within the whole,
the bar is too high. Because Tisci had the fucking zeitgeist in a chokehold because of Ye and Jay.
Did I?
The throne.
I really liked what Claire Wade Keller did there at Givenchy.
How long did that last?
It did not land like it lasted. It was very brief. I think that only people in the press actually liked it. It seemed like that was the impression that I got. There was not necessarily a product that cut through from that. There wasn't like a signature shoe or a signature style. And I think that ultimately was a problem.
Those shark boots were big, or presumably. With it,
I think big is
Atlanta side hose
relative.
Who do you think could they could fill the slot there with?
Well, I will just
who takes
bring
over?
it back.
Just to actually answer your question though. So Matthew comes in. I think that Matthew was such a departure from what she was doing. Claire Keller was very tailoring.
She didn't collab with Beast Troy.
It was very tailoring focused. It was this very kind of French masculine look. It felt very.
I didn't even remember
to use a cliche like. It was very like kind of French Playboy. Like it felt very Serge Gainsbourg. Like it worked to me. I liked it. I actually really liked it. Like I liked
stinky little boy.
I liked those shows
but you didn't
a lot.
buy shit, so she lost her job.
I mean, luxury clothes are very expensive. I'm on a journalist salary.
She did what? 2 seasons? What are we talking about here?
I want to say it was under 3 years, and I think that
Jesus Christ, that's actually longer than I thought.
no. So maybe it was like a couple of years.
All right, so where do Givenchy and Matthew Williams go from here? Like, where do they go? What do they do?
Well, I just want to say like those last few Matthew Williams Givenchy shows, I liked them. I think that they were very commercial
In a good way.
To some
In a good
people,
way.
it's a kiss of death. But to me, it made sense. To me, it was like this is product, and I think that it was interesting. I could see it. I could see how in a store you could go up to an anorak and feel it and say, this is leather. This is interesting. This has this detailing here, and you'd want to buy it. And I think in particular in outerwear, it started to work right. And then, but how long can you do that job when every season after season, the question journalists are asking you is like, are you going to lose your job?
Also, is that how people shop? Is that why people want to buy clothes now, or do they want like?
I don't. If I had the answer as to why people buy luxury clothes, and I could just say it in a
it's
sentence,
the flex on Instagram. That's the answer.
I'd be probably in a different career, but
it's the flex on IG.
Where does Givenchy go from here? I really don't know. The rumors are circulating. A French-based publication had it today that Jacques Mou is being rumored for it.
Simon?
I would fuck with that hard. Actually, he's good.
I'm
100%.
saying that I'm attributing that to there. That's not my reporting in any capacity. I think that, listen, the trend has been, for as much as we try to, I can say with pride that the Journal broke the Pharrell news.
Okay.
But Pharrell to Vuitton is the outlier. What the trend of late is second in commands that get moved up. And so a lot of the time, these are guys, frankly, that unless you are, really on the ground and really all these guys that have come from working with Alessandro Michele that have been appointed at, where's at Rojas and the one guy was going to Moschino, who unfortunately died.
Oh, right. Holy shit. I forgot about that.
But that seems to be the trend. So I don't know where with Givenchy, I don't know where they're going to pluck from. And we'll see.
Do you think Matthew Williams was their attempt at kind of having their own Demna, where it's like there is proximity to pop culture
maybe
and
closer
artists?
to Virgil? I would say maybe that, like, obviously that's the easiest read is that because of Ben Trill. I think they probably thought that there was that, and I think he brought in some of that. Like he brought in Cheeto and he brought in Beastroy, and there was a part of that.
Barbie.
Listen, what I will just say is, Virgil remains like the most
the GOAT.
Like
one,
like
the
what he was able to do, like you can't replicate that. And I think that
of course not.
If brands search for that, that's a lost cause.
Do you think Louis doing that with Pharrell though, where they're trying to just instill someone that has
Pharrell is like, it's such a magnitude different because he can literally call Beyonce and Jay-Z and get them to come to the show, and like he can get clips to walk at his show. And
what's up?
And I also think like,
McNary got Pusha T to walk to the show.
No, Travis Scott,
both. And Pusha T,
and Cameron,
and Ms. Juju.
Shout out Mark.
Let's get
Milk McDairy.
Woo! All right, let's get off this fucking
let's move on.
high horse bullshit. What brand do you think had? What brand?
Your listeners are gonna love that section.
You're such a hater.
I'm not a hater.
That's why we love you.
You're such a negative guy.
I'm not a
Let's get positive for a second.
I'm not a fucking hater. I'm not a hater.
Let's get positive for a second. What brand do you think had the best year in 2023? And like, define how you are measuring best year.
Yeah, so like, I'm gonna get back to the
and don't say Givenchy or Balenciaga.
The fashion
talking about some cool shit like Susie.
The fashion answer.
The $5 tier.
He's gonna blow.
The fashion answer is Loewe.
The fashion
answer is Loewe.
Is it JW? Because of is it Loewe or is it Jonathan Anderson or
to me it's Loewe. Like I really that was probably my favorite collection of the year.
Did you buy the frog
on
shoes?
The runway? Not the frog shoes. The frog shoes are very good. The frog shoes are JW though.
Okay, sorry.
But
those are a Welly collab, right?
But the JW, not the JW, the Loewe kind of like fuzzed out Chelsea boots.
Oh my God. The big Scorp signature ones.
This is the boot of the year. This is not those. You're thinking of something different. You're thinking of like the furry, like giant boots.
What are you talking about?
There's like a Chelsea that has a leather sole that is kind of fuzzed out. This is a very good boot, but it's like $1,200 because all designer boots are so expensive now.
Gotcha.
But
$1,350.
But this,
no, I'm just looking it up. I'm just
Can I see?
But this,
it's like a fucking.
It's like a fuzzed out Blundstone.
You showed me Google shopping
on a leather sole. But
fix your eyes, bitch.
That collection.
It's right here. It's that.
Those suck dick. What are you talking about?
Like
Little Yachty didn't wear those. You fucking idiot.
It's a brushed suede.
Those are terrible. That's the shoe of the year?
They stand out. I can see.
Are you saying it's your shoe of the year? Or you're saying that was what brought them success?
Shoe of the year is Kerwin Frost x McDonald's. Let's fucking be honest here. What about also like with the accessories? Their sunglasses went crazy too.
Yeah,
and they must have made a ton of money.
Belt buckles, all the fucking categories that move units.
Why do you think Loewe? So why do you think beyond the boots, beyond the one product that you think is boot of the year, why do you think Loewe generally was the best brand in 2023? Are you just going to shut down?
Oh, come on, bro. We're just fucking with you. Come on.
I really talking about, a new idea. I felt like that show in June, it was very challenging. What Jonathan Anderson has been able to do there is build up through getting the products that work, the accessories, the sunglasses, the shoes, the leathers there are incredible. Like he has a very strong commercial savvy and he knows what's going to sell. And then on the runway, he has then granted himself the leash to experiment and to put out these ideas that I think do challenge, in particular silhouette. In this last collection, really dramatically high-waisted pants.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of these kind of glitter pieces that he has said came to him from working on Beyonce's stage costumes. And I thought that it was a really interesting, that brand right now is it's really humming along. And it's this his ability to be like, I know what a good product is. And that I'm also going to be experimental over here, and both those things don't, they both operate
right,
and they don't cancel each other out. I love seeing that.
Well, do you think that the radical idea that maybe Loewe and a few other brands that I could maybe mention, like the next radical idea, especially in light of Balenci, is just the notion of fun? Like Loewe, correct, is Loewe,
yes.
like it's very fun, it's bright, it's happy, it's a little silly,
playful,
right? It's playful. And I think there's a few other brands that we like. I mean, Marni may have been a little early on like the fun train. Is that like? Do you think fun is like the next pendulum swing?
So this was a big talking point this summer. I felt like around. I'm like nervous to say this, but like around the Eras tour, frankly, because that had a lot. Because that was people, women in particular, really dressing. Both the Eras tour and the Renaissance tour, people dressing full on for those events.
One is straight white women and one is black gay men.
But like a lot of like,
let's be clear,
having fun with what they were wearing, and this idea that like people were really indulging in fashion for those big events that were like the marquee moments of their summer.
Is a great word. That's what it is. Yeah.
And that mentality and having fun again, or having fun perhaps for the first time with what you're wearing, exercising
Since
that
the
muscle,
pandemic?
I do think has an impact. And, obviously not everything relates together, but I think like rising tide with that. Unfortunately, it's just that, not to be dour about it, but political events and cultural events have a lot of impact on how we dress. And what came right after that was, frankly, we're in a state where we're in a time rather where there's multiple wars occurring in the world. A lot of the news is very sad, and I think that does depress how much fun people want to have.
But there's also
everything
the reactive
has to
element
align.
to it.
The reactive element. So we will see if the reactive element comes.
Me and James going to Drake twice.
I think that's
looking fucking proper.
But see, that's what I'm saying. I think that this
bright yellow
this
clothing.
kind of eventized way of dressing, we heard it a lot.
Head to toe.
Like I heard it a lot coming out of the pandemic. Like weddings were this big thing that people were spending a lot of money on,
right?
And this eventized way of dressing, and brands were like, we're selling a ton of colored tuxedos. Like I don't really and
bright colored leathers,
things like this. I think you're right. James. I think that could be a big thing, and I think that is something that both at Loewe and Jacob Anderson, that Jonathan Anderson has really identified as like people want to have fun.
Well, they both have the same designer. Did you know that?
So my
got your ass.
My other answer would be I think Stussy is probably. I think Stussy probably has
best brand of 2023.
I think Stussy has had a really great year.
What about it specifically? Again, fun colored leathers.
Yeah, always fun.
Well, it's interesting because I think that
we get a green shearling.
I think that with Stussy, there's just where they sit in the marketplace is just that's becoming a shallower and shallower end of the pool, if you will. There's very few brands that exist at that price point that offer, trend forward clothing that isn't made terribly,
quality garms.
But don't they have the advantage of being there first and like being at a scale where they don't have to build to that? They're already here where they can't afford like to shrink the margins a little bit.
But you worked at Complex. There was a time where
don't insult me.
Non-derogatory.
Yeah. Respectfully.
But there was a time where, frankly, there were a lot more streetwear brands. That there just were more of them.
It was the dominant trend of the time.
And there were more options within that. And Stussy's been the survivor. I think calling Stussy a streetwear brand is not right anymore. I think the best that Stussy offers is like riffs on workwear. Actually, that's like to me the best stuff that they're doing. I
believe it's called Stussy Workwear.
Work gear, I think, is actually what it's called.
Fuck.
Is streetwear dead right now? You don't have to answer that.
Is air? I don't know, man. Like
is air
always there. Yeah. Like it's not. Yeah, it's always going to be there.
All right, so Stussy,
air.
Stussy. Also, they have been stepping up.
That's
with, like,
also
the visuals and the marketing.
I was going to say, you can look at those lookbooks and you're like, I want to dress that way. You can take notes from it. I think for like, it feels.
I want a cross tattoo on the back of my head.
It feels accessible. It feels like
yeah.
It's not it's not going to upend your rent that month if you buy it. Like they exist at that right point. I think.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Smart brand.
They're also at that size where they can charge maybe not as much as a small brand might have to make up the cost and everything.
Yes, certainly.
Margins, quantities. I want to ask about another brand that had a huge fucking year. Well, maybe their sub brand, Essentials, Fear of God. You spent so much time with Jerry Lorenzo for your big cover story for WSJ.
Yo, great job, by the way. Bro.
Thank you.
Classic.
What surprised you the most about him?
If you had to fucking narrow it down to a foundational thing that you were like, whoa, I had no idea.
I don't know if I felt whoa, but
Like Black Rob?
I felt really at the end of talking with him, Jerry's really confident and like
Yeah.
in the
You're rich.
No, let me answer, man.
Sorry.
It was
He's riffing over here.
Yeah, we're having a good time. What the fuck? Why are you being fucking weird, bro? This is why you didn't get laid for 2 years at Penn State, dude. This is your problem. You can't riff. You're rizzing me up right now. Oh,
So
you're shutting down?
how confident was he?
Rizz me up.
And how did that confidence manifest? Because like obviously he's a very successful guy.
maybe confident is not the right word. I mean, this is such a cliche to say. Like, I feel like people are going to be like, you know, I follow him on Instagram. Obviously, this is true, but like, really does genuinely like look to his family and love his family, and he's not that interested in like when I would talk to him and I would try, you know, I would reference things like in the broader fashion world. He just kind of didn't care at all. Like,
Really?
like,
Wait, he's not like aware or doesn't care?
just didn't care. Like, he was kind of just like, I care about like he talked his family. Like, that was so not an act. Like, he so genuinely like had so much reverence for his father and his mother and really looked at his kids. And I spoke to him. We spoke so much and it kept coming up and coming back to it. And it was just genuine. And it was really, I was like, wow, this guy, like, this isn't in any way.
It's not a talking
BS.
point.
This is just,
It's not the
him.
lady doth protest too
But
much.
can I ask, like, because people obviously he, you know, has kind of removed himself from like the fashion calendar and the cycle. Like, how else does he just not care? Like, how else did that manifest itself in front of you?
Well, a few times when we spoke, he was in Italy at factories and he was just very like head down, like
Locked
working
in.
on product. And I think like, you know, you talk to some designers and there's a lot of noise around like, will you get this job at this place or what, like, how do you feel competing against X brand? And he didn't, you know, there was, as far as I could tell from our conversations, you know, what he cares about is running Fear of God, making Fear of God, you know, exist for a long time and be a healthy business.
Legacy.
And he, you know, I think that that's where his goals and aspirations lie. And he is very head down in product. And I think that is to his benefit in the end. Like, obviously that's a really healthy business.
He
That
cares
he's
about
running.
product. A lot of designers don't care about. They don't care about product. Right?
I mean,
They don't.
a lot of designers do care about product. I guess.
No, they it's cap, not fact.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
He was, you know, maybe that's the answer, James, is that I wasn't really surprised by anything because everything as he presents himself, that's how he was. Like, him posting clips of his father playing baseball on Instagram and his kids at Disney World. Like,
Getting ejected from games for arguing with
That's
thumbs.
all he wants to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, that
Really?
is all. Like, that's what
His
he's
reputation precedes
Yeah.
himself to some degree, right?
Oh, all right.
He is a really wonderful guy. Like, I know that's not
You
like,
guys fucking party.
you should have like distance, you know.
But he's a cool guy.
in terms of the subject, but I don't think, I mean, cool to me is not the right word. He was really forthright about himself and the company. And I was really thankful to write that. I enjoyed writing that piece.
What do you think of the 3-year waiting period is finally over now that Fear of God Athletics, the partnership debut with Adidas? What do you think of it?
I think that there's just a lot of,
Sizing issues?
no, I was going to say,
No coochie for you.
Episode title.
I think there's a lot of pressure
Banger.
on him because it has been a lot of time. And also in that interim,
Which has to replace Ye.
in that
too,
interim
also.
period,
Yeah.
everyone's been saying, you know, is this what's going to replace Ye? Is this what? And frankly, that is a gap that I don't think that Adidas can make up with any single person. And I think that Jerry was honest about that when we spoke. He was like, that's not how I'm thinking about this.
Oh, really?
When, you know, I think Adidas would obviously like it to be that big, but like,
Yeah, no shit, dude.
but like, you know, when you look at the figures, like, Yeezy was even bigger than I think we realized in terms of how much it mattered to Adidas.
$1 billion baby.
And that is a huge gap that they're going to have to make up. I think it's going to take more than one line to do that, frankly.
What about the Samba? We got 100 Sambas this year, so the Samba's helping.
Well, they've said, so
You don't wear Sambas.
So on earnings calls, they've said that I think that the figure is that they can sell 15. I'm gonna get the number wrong, but of the retros that like the retro styles that they're looking at. Hold on, I want to get the number right. So let
Can
me.
you also
15,000?
No, I think it's like 15 billion.
15 billion?
15 million. I'm sorry.
Okay.
15 million. I'm sorry.
Jesus
15 million.
Christ.
15 million.
That's the Adidas Samba.
2 Sambas for every person on the earth.
Yeah, what the fuck?
No, they've said that they can sell that. They think that they'll get
15
to
million
Sambas. No, not Sambas, but they're retro styles.
Which
To-
do they mean Samba?
That to me.
Do you not wear Sambas?
The
Can I-
Samba songs.
Can I ask why? Because I've never really met a fellow non-Samba wearer, not out of like hate or like bitterness. It's just like I don't like. Why don't you wear Sambas? I'm curious.
I've never thought to buy a pair. I guess that's like the simple answer. I
All
don't
right.
know.
Nothing ever spoke to you, like none of the Wells Bonners or anything.
Trying to think if I ever tried
Little
to buy
fucking
any of them.
awesomes.
No, we were out on 958, bro, on this side. You know the
Yeah.
fucking vibes. You know the fucking vibes, bro.
I don't know. I don't own a pair.
All right.
No,
We're a rare breed, you and I.
but I think that
Well, they're sauteed and flambéed. It is what it is.
so this is actually if the art. I'm working on this article right now. It'll be out by the time this comes out about kind of
Spoiler
the
alert.
sneaker market really stagnating and really falling. That retro
welcome.
styles, existing styles, that they're the ones that are really being sold and that brands are finding success with. And I think within that conversation, frankly, it's right now in the post Yeezy
say it. Post sneaker world.
post Yeezy period, very few collaborations or endorsements can like make a shoe happen. Like, you know, I find it is interesting that like Bad Bunny has a sneaker, Drake has a sneaker,
Babon.
that these
Be
are
respectful.
that these are huge artists and they
Right.
can't like those shoes.
I've never seen Bad Bunny sneakers in real life.
Yeah.
ever.
those shoes sit and like Rihanna, same
Those
thing.
shoes suck.
Like Rihanna has the Fenty shoes with Puma.
Puma.
They are also sitting. Like this. It's hard to make, and I think we saw that. Like this was something that came up with like
Ivy Park. Does Ivy Park
with
sit?
Ivy Park. This came up with Ivy
See
Park.
ya.
And maybe the answer is just frankly that Kanye was really singular. That was like a singular thing that happened.
Also, the sneakers look different than anything
They look
else.
different than anything else that was out there. And right now though,
Kanye's unique in that though. Like,
but
you know,
but
Rihanna's not designing sneakers.
but what I was gonna say is like I think
Beyonce's
that,
not designing Ivy Park. We
But-
know this.
to James's point that they look different. Like right now, sneakers that look radically different. I don't think that that's what the market like wants in any capacity.
10XL.
Okay, so the 10XLs are an interesting question because
They suck motherfucking dick, brother.
I want a pair so bad.
Wait, really?
Kind
For
of.
real? You're
But
into
they-
it?
I'm on my troll
Because
shit.
now it's not cool. You're like, oh,
I'm in my troll.
contrarian,
No, I'm in my
fucking-
troll shit.
but
Yeah.
they don't
I'm
look
in my troll. All right.
like they are.
Bad.
But isn't the point of them, if I may, isn't the point of them that they are basically an Asics type shoe exploded? So they are familiar and then exploded. So you
Yeah.
that is the hook, if you will. I don't want to say gimmick.
Oh my god! It almost sounds like if a triple, like if a, what triple S, like what they already did that. It's an old idea.
Well, they did the
But-
triple
but
S.
what-
They did the 3XL. Now they have the
But
10XL.
what I'm saying
What's
is
the 3XL?
From
An exaggerated
But what
A6?
I'm saying is
Yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
still
So-
building
so
upon
my-
a familiar silhouette. Like the shoes that broke this year, if you will, that was like a new idea would be the New Balance 9060, which is basically
But that's like a mesh techie runner. I
That's
mean,
a mesh
we're not
techie runner
disagreeing with you, by the
on
way.
like
V2,
on like a
V2,
really
V2.
beefy sole that has that kind of like steroidal looking sole. So I think people still want the familiar.
Steroidal.
That's why
Not a
the
word.
Oakley Chop Saw Mules were the sneaker of the year.
Okay, you
I
save
think-
it for the Critics' Choice Awards, bro.
I think the
Relax.
Air Fleet. I was really interested by the Air Fleet too.
Well, that's okay.
Do you want
'cause
to?
it's like
do you
a-
want to embarrass yourself publicly about how hard you try to get the Air Fleet too?
I tried to get the Air Fleet too. I did. I'm not ashamed. I was curious. I wanted to get
You should
them.
be.
I think that but I like someone taking a stab and saying, like, here's something. If there's a theme to this podcast, clearly it's that like I'm searching. I think that we're all searching for a new idea, and I'm kind of I'm just interested to see something that looks a little different to the eye.
This podcast is about new ideas.
flashlight in the bucket, baby.
It's like
Well,
he's
let's,
never
let's,
listened
turn,
ever.
let's turn the critical lens back onto you for a second,
Yeah.
if we may. I feel like fans of yours, people that follow you on Instagram, people that have seen your street style, I think that a consistent motif in your sartorial existence is crazy fucking pants.
Your
What is-
repertoire.
if you had to pick out just one, what is your most insane pair of pants that you own?
That I own currently.
Well, since we last talked to you, obviously.
Yes.
As the crazy pants
That's
guy.
hard.
Crazy pants
I've
guy.
gotten rid of a lot of the crazy pants.
Oh.
I have to say.
Just no
Because
longer-
you got too fucking beefed up.
I just didn't.
Is this no longer a personality crutch, the crazy pants?
It is no. Yeah, no. I think.
Did you ever really get criticism for that? Ever?
What do you mean criticism? Why would I get criticism?
From your wife?
My wife loves me as I am.
Even when you wear dumb pants to dinner. Like the dumbest pants. The worst
What were your crazy? What were your
that
crazy
have
pants?
ever
Like,
existed.
But
Noah.
You're
big-
making
big-
it sound like I wore like bondage clown pants. Like I didn't.
You might as well, dude. Honestly, at this point.
So what was the craziest pair then to give the audience a visual?
Well, the craziest pair, the pair I own now that gets the most like, hey, those are some pants.
Those are crazy fucking
Would
pants, my
actually
boy.
probably be like
There's
the
some pants, bro.
I have the like pleather embossed Supreme black like they're
The embossed croc.
yeah the embossed
the
croc.
work pants. Yeah, those are
They're like a
fucking
work
fire.
pant. They're good.
Wait, did you buy what color did you get?
They're black. I didn't get the turquoise even.
Yeah, I'm saying that's not even that
and,
crazy.
and people, I'll wear them. People like I wore them to like a dermatologist. I was thinking about this today because I went to my dermatologist and I wore
How's
them
he
to a
doing?
dermatologist appointment. And she was like, "Whoa, you dress like crazy." It's like, she was like, "I had no idea."
Yo, this motherfucker puts that shit on. What the fuck?
But like, I also own the Supreme like leopard double knees. That like the moleskin double knees. Those those are pretty crazy because those are also like big.
Yeah.
But most of my pants now are honest. They're just old.
Is
comb
that
pants.
because
They're old Yogi pants?
Your personal style has evolved, or because
Yeah,
you've gotten so
definitely.
fucking beefed up in the grime?
No, the beefing up impacts jackets and sweaters more.
Okay.
I've not gained.
So is it's personal style evolution?
Yes, it's a personal style evolution.
Well, let me ask you. So, what's been the number one fucking victim of getting fucking brolic?
I
Like,
can't
what's the
I can't even come close to fitting into my wedding suit anymore. Not even like a little,
bummer?
which is a bit.
The olive green joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was like a custom suit. I was like, I'm gonna get it intentionally in this fabric
MTN.
so that I can wear it again, like because it was,
Now it's for the birds.
it is.
For the twinks.
Yeah, that and just certain sweaters I can't fit into anymore, and that's kind of a bummer.
Oh, dude, yo, shout out
Do you
to all the
real-
sweaters
do you-
that were
do
lost
you-
in the trenches.
Realize there are going to be victims along the way. There's going to be a trail of tears, of John's tears, as you set about on this getting beefy journey of yours.
I guess I
It's not
did
trivialized,
I-
like
it wasn't like I sat down and was like, boys, you're not coming with me on this. Like
It's been a long time
I didn't. I
since
was
we
kind of
were
just like, I'll see
friends.
what fits and what doesn't.
Just
Now I just try to buy everything huge, just
Really?
in case. Yeah.
Are you trying to get? How big are you trying to get, bro?
wait, like a 34? No.
Like in my pants?
Yeah, if you're talking about 32. You're
32.
You're
I'm a
still a little
32.
baby, bro.
How big are you trying to get? You trying to look like a fridge?
I would like to get like a little bigger than this.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, go Bane mode. Don't stop.
If I to get like much bigger than this, I'd have to start like really changing up like my diet and like
Yeah. Why? How much protein? What's your protein?
my protein
Intake.
intake is not like high enough yet.
How many muscle milk you pound in the
I'm
But
not
your
pounding
supreme small thermal intake is very high, dude.
I look, but you know
This
what?
man showed up to the movies looking like an Iron Claw brother, dude. It was offensive. It was offensive how jacked he was, dude. I was butthurt about it, to be honest. Anyway,
Well, if you are going through this personal style evolution, I'm curious, like,
Yeah.
what's the one John you think you've worn the most in the past year?
ooh,
Oh. It's probably the Kiko Ketra hoodie, which is like it's a zip up
so the shit that you're
Sweater.
re-upping on
that
this
I'm trying to buy another version of in a
What
couple
is it?
days.
Is it comfortable? Is it just go with
It's just
everything?
very
Like,
comfortable. I didn't think I wore it a lot, and then I was looking back on. I was like flipping through photos, and I have like a lot of. I wore it a lot, like that, and then maybe my Forest Designs, the like cardigan coat. With
Oh yeah.
with
Yeah.
the mixed buttons.
Well,
This
this
all
Wore
the,
that
all the
quite a
Chanel
lot.
buttons.
Yeah,
100 bands of Chanel.
Chanel for
very
men.
Chanel-esque jacket.
All the grandma buttons.
This is a perfect fucking transition, dude. Thank you so much. How's your yearly fit pick wrap up
Okay.
coming, dude?
I don't think it's gonna happen
but-
this year. I didn't
Stop, dude. It's
I
the most
didn't-
wonderful time of the year. It's all that we want. What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?
I didn't take a
Fuck
lot.
you.
I didn't take a lot of photos this
You
year.
have 10, dude.
You're just flipping through selfies, you said.
You have 10. I know you have 10 in your fucking mirror in your lobby. Come on, bro. I know you have 10.
I will scrape together 10 for
Okay.
you.
You're going to do it?
Just
What's
for
the
you.
date? What So this comes
It
out.
comes
I
out
believe,
it comes out the last day of the year.
on the 31st.
I posted
It's
on the last day
scheduled.
of the year.
Wow.
It is the. Let's be real, right? I'll give you flowers. I've been.
You
know,
can give me
I'm gonna try to be
flowers.
critical.
You've been mean.
That
all
is.
day.
No, shut the fuck up. That's been the.
It's not him talking. It's not him being mean.
All the substances. No, that's the best post of the year. That's what everyone waits for, bro. Everyone wants that.
I don't think that's true.
Everyone
I'm
waits for
telling you.
Jacob.
I'm telling you that this is how I feel. That's the one.
I would say so.
I'm like, how am I going to dress next year? Time to clone.
it's interesting because
Scan. Johns.
Scanning
Johns.
You're very kind.
Of course I am, bro.
Copying,
Dude.
pasting.
It's interesting though because
Control V.
as I've gotten away from the loud pants, I found it's like
Pants.
I guess harder.
Loud pants.
Yo, what a fucking ad lib. Imagine a rapper. Pants!
Loud pants.
I'm going to start doing that
Get
the
it?
rest of the episode 100%.
Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is.
But because I wear
Pants! No.
You do wear
No,
pants.
keep going. Keep going.
no, but because
Pants!
Okay. That bit is done.
because
It's
I'm
over.
because I mostly wear black pants now. It's like,
Pants!
Been pantsing. All right. Now
I'm
it's-
really done. I'm really
I'm
done.
going to end this podcast.
I'm sorry.
because I mostly wear black or like kind of a darker gray pant now.
Okay.
I find like looking through the photos, I'm like, oh, all these fits look the same kind of because the core of them.
Wait, you've gotten less weird?
I've definitely the pants have gotten way less weird.
We were joking about how if
They're
you
bigger.
dressed how you dress like Cleveland, Ohio, you would be a leper in society, bro. Like it's very.
I don't dress that crazy.
Wait.
What
What are you saying? If he dressed like he dresses now.
he dressed now, and he was in East Bumblefuck anywhere,
Mhm.
you'd be a leper,
I don't think that that's true at all.
bro.
I don't dress that weird.
It's gotten better in.
Better.
No. Sorry.
Fits better.
The silhouette and like the yoginess of it.
The
has gone up.
comb and yoji. Like
Yeah.
all I want,
Flat, big.
all I ever
silhouette.
want to dress like now is like 80s or 90s comb like runway. Like that's the best stuff to me.
Do you know that store use internet shop? It's all like 90s yoji.
Yes, I yeah.
Tap in.
Tap in. Tap the.
I like old comb more. Rachel
Oh.
tends to like old yoji more. This is where we
Okay. All right.
I like old comb more.
You don't like the new
You listen
comb?
to yourself ever? You like hear?
Are you gonna listen to this podcast?
Don't.
No.
You should.
I'm also gonna unfollow you so I can't see all the
Yeah.
hate that I'm
Wait, what
gonna
about
get.
okay? What about
No, everyone loves you,
you're a
bro.
big
You're good.
film bro? You're the film bro himbo,
Let's
right?
go,
What was your favorite?
I'm nothing compared to the man on my right over
Well, yeah, because you have a job.
I've
You-
seen the letterbox numbers and they are
Yo, fuck
frightening.
you do
fuck
work.
you,
So, what was your
fuck you.
favorite movie you saw this year?
Poor things.
Oh, you saw it?
I've
So-
seen it. Yeah,
Oh, you got a screener.
I got. I
Bro,
saw
this man is
screening.
going to so many screeners. It's
I've gone to
fucking
a lot of
bullshit.
screenings.
Oh, you
this
went
year.
to a screening.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, right. Screeners for screening.
Yeah.
So you got the theater
Tighten up.
experience.
I got the theater experience.
Fire.
Yorgos did it again.
Pardon?
Yorgos did it again.
I heard it's
You said
Yorgos did it
I
again.
heard. I got it, but like it
You're
was
gonna say it
very
again?
slurry. The
Oh,
first
dude.
I heard it's Saltburn for chicks. Is what I hear. No, that's what your letterbox says.
Why are you getting upset?
Is that what my letter? That's not what I said.
What is your
I
letterbox?
believe that my letterbox review of Poor Things was this is why movies are fucking made. Like
Oh wow,
I
Yes.
I
Emma Stone, Best
love-
Actress.
I think Emma Stone, Best Actress.
Damn.
I love this movie. Like
only because Vanessa Kirby best supporting.
this movie.
Oh, Julianne Moore though maybe May December going on.
There's going to be a lot of category fraud this year. I think at the Oscars. This is my prediction.
category fraud.
Like when you run someone that's clearly like they're probably going to run Lily Gladstone in Best Supporting. I would think instead of Best Actress.
100%.
Where I think that she actually should probably be Best Actress.
She's the heart of the movie.
She's the heart of the movie?
She's the heart of the movie.
So I'm kind of like, over time, this is one of my weird like hobby horses, if you will.
Yeah.
Over time, like the Best Supporting Actor and Best Supporting Actress roles used to be someone that was like off the bench in the movie for like 10 minutes.
Right.
They were like genuinely
Anthony Hopkins
like-
is a Hannibal Lecter all time like lowest
all
fucking
time, yeah,
screen
exactly.
time to win.
and everyone
Best actor,
else ran just in the main category. And so over time, there's now to me a lot of category fraud where they will run someone in supporting,
Right.
not in the main category because they don't want to run against like this year. They're probably not going to like, I think actress is going to end up being pretty stacked. So they're going to run Gladstone, I would think, in supporting. I guess we'll see. But not that any of this
She's taking
matters.
home the trophy.
They're trying to gamify the
They're trying to
awards, right?
yeah.
Where it's like, oh look, we won an Academy Award. It's like, yeah, because you put her in a fucking
Yes.
non-stack category. Or
But
as an example,
to go back to your question, I think there's been a lot of very like middling movies this year. A lot of like very hyped movies that have just been like fine to
like
me.
what?
like Saltburn, you fucking hack.
I think I think Saltburn is the worst movie I saw.
Oh my
I
god.
think Saltburn is the
Sorry
worst movie I
for
saw
sorry
this
for
year.
having fun. Sorry for having
yeah,
fun in the
Did
movies.
you give it 1.5 stars?
I think I give it
on
1.5 stars.
Letterboxd? Dude, that is
Sorry for having
that is scathing.
I really didn't like that movie.
because you don't like having fun at the flicks.
Poor Things, very funny.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Well, how funny is the favorite? That's what Yorgos can do that.
there's a baby brain in this woman's body.
No,
Don't-
she's like
don't
it's
spoil
Frankenstein.
it.
Everyone knows
Don't-
the synopsis.
it's
Everyone
Frankenstein.
knows.
I
it.
went in not knowing anything, and I felt all the better. I felt all the better
You didn't
for
see a
it.
trailer?
I didn't
Lie.
see a trailer.
How was Ruffalo? Did he smack?
Everyone in this movie is great.
Willem,
This movie looks
still goated?
incredible. Again,
What about Rami Malek?
as I said to you, it's not Rami Malek, it's Rami Youssef.
yeah, damn.
Wow, I am so racist. How was Rami Youssef?
Excellent. He's kind of
I'm
the
so
straight
done.
man.
I'm so
That's your
done.
movie of the year at the
That's my
buzzer.
movie of the year.
Damn. All right.
I really like Iron Claw too, and I'm
Oh, you made me hype that.
I've
I was not
actually-
excited for it,
I've
but after
actually
talking to
been
you, I
very
want to see it.
surprised that Iron Claw is not appearing on more. Like, I think Poor Things is. I've seen lists that have put Poor Things on it and lists that have pointedly not to me, and I think like you either rock with like the
You rock
Terry
with the stone
the
or
Terry
not?
Gilliamness of it because it's
Okay.
very Brazil-esque if you've seen that movie.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Like
sure,
it's
sure, sure.
totally
This is Poor Things.
it's
Oh
like,
no, sorry, I'm thinking of City of God.
Who's racist now, bro?
it's like
Well, Brazil has the
Brazil is more of a 1984 George Orwell type shit.
has the AT&T building as
And-
the evil headquarters.
and it looks like steampunk if it was good. Like I know that sounds crazy, but that's
does not compute.
but that's what it looks like.
Hmm.
So
there's a mouse in my
and-
top hat.
and to me,
we can't round that back. Dude.
to me, I'm like, I feel like there's so many movies coming out. Every movie is so hyped, and I just want to see something that like I've not seen before, and I
This
felt
felt
like,
new?
I felt watching Poor Things. I was like, this is very new.
You
This
just
is
compared to
really
Brazil, which came
But
out
no, but
30 years ago.
but I mean like
Yeah.
that. But
And
that
it's a pretty Frankenstein
that
story.
that
Yeah.
look, and then like the kind of performances. Also, I think comedy is pretty vacant in the landscape right now. Like people are just not making
100%,
movies that are like like genuinely like laugh out loud funny that like really land. Like I
no.
love No Hard Feelings this year. I think this was a great movie,
That was fine.
and like
Well, Poor Things kind of goes back to like a well-trod comedy trope, which is a retarded woman makes us actually look at society differently, right?
Dumb bitch with pussy fucks up.
Yeah,
James Harris.
yeah. I mean, is that not just a proven formula?
Fucking dickhead.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, for movies which can inspire the
Please
soul,
Pay
the
for the video.
brain.
This man is shook. It's great. Dude. It's so good.
I want to ask you about your opinions on maybe guys, forget celebrities, right? We've talked about fucking hype culture, celeb culture a lot this podcast. I want to know who are some dudes, because you're right. Everything in culture now is too hyped. It's either it's fact or cap. It's classic or trash.
That's the title. Fact the
I'm
cap.
gonna make you
100%.
cut the entire Factor Cap.
I thought you said
section.
make you come.
Who are you, Mark Ruffalo? Who are some guys having sex with a baby brain woman? Who are some guys who are maybe more under the radar that aren't like celebrities, don't have the fucking blue check or the millions of followers that you think dress super fire and maybe even influence your personal style? Sorry, what?
Tebow.
Tim
Yeah?
Tebow?
What? Or
Ally.
Thibaut probably is closer
The
to
head of footwear.
The head of
Dior, is that
footwear
right?
Dior.
Okay, yeah.
this guy. This
He
is
dresses better than he designed shoes, I'll tell you that much.
What's he dressed like? I think he follows me. What does he dress like?
he dresses he dresses like what I like I'm like I'm not able to speak.
Dude,
No.
he's because he sucks at his job. Dior shoes are so bad, bro. You would never wear a pair of Dior sneakers, and
Okay.
don't even fucking lie to me.
Oh, does he do the sneakers or does the shoes or both?
He does all
all the footwear.
Yeah, but he is swaggy. All right.
What does he dress
Continue.
like? Is he French?
he is French. He is very well dressed.
Okay.
It's very like, you know, it's
Yo, are French guys back? I feel like French guys are
French guys are back.
I feel like French guys are about to be so back.
is that?
French guys back.
Napoleon.
Napoleon, Tebow,
Tim Tebow,
Axel de Buffel.
Oh, Axel de Buffel.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's like kind of that gorpy kind of workweary mix. A lot of the tones are very right. I would say a lot of oranges and browns.
Oh, you're so. I hate you so much. The tones are right.
Yeah,
it's a color palette thing.
Generally, but it's also a fit thing.
Silhouettes and tones.
Silhouettes and tones.
You're the worst person that we've ever had.
And he's affected your own shit.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He brought you down to earth, literally.
Who else influences you at all? Anyone? No. Like of the homies. Because I always say because I'll say you influence me.
I mean,
he always cites you as an influence.
Brandon Mahler.
Oh, for sure.
Best dressed.
Brando.
He's the best
So
dressed.
then why are you still wearing dad caps?
Why am I still wearing dad?
Yeah, I feel like Brandon's calling card is
Brando
like
would wear that.
weird-
He would wear that.
No, but Brandon's calling card is kind of like weird headpieces, which like honestly
I can't.
is inspiring.
I can't rock like this is you mentioned Rachel getting mad about the pants. The
Uh-huh.
one thing, the one category
Goofy.
that she's like, you cannot leave the house in this.
Don't wear the kufi at the house.
You wore a
bro.
kufi at the crib?
All right.
What was the one thing?
Kufi.
I have like a crocheted like bell shaped hat, and she's like it's
What brand?
Noma Limited, I think.
The fuck is that?
Like,
Noma Limited. Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like,
know
what
that.
is this? She
Really?
gets. I put it on. I'm like,
Well, that's how you know it's good, dude.
It's good. It's good, right? And she's like, this is horrible. Like you need to. You like
She won't be seen with you
like
wearing it.
color draining. She's just like, don't go put that back.
Wow.
That and I have like a couple bucket hats, and she's just like, you look like a baby. Like no.
Oh, you used to wear a lot more bucket
I used to wear a
hats.
lot of
Yeah, you
bucket
used to be a
hats.
bucket boy
That is
for
a real.
sure,
that is a real like
real casualty of marriage.
killed
Yeah.
my bucket hats.
What about do you still wear? Are you still a kerchief guy?
Yeah, I actually almost wore a kerchief today, but I was in a rush
What?
leaving the house.
Lawrence would have called you a homophobic slur.
No, I love a kerchief, but like you don't wear it to a podcast.
Yeah.
That is your brain.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Is there a personal style phase like besides? I mean, we talked about your personal style evolving, and I think that it's a natural kind of like linear evolution. It's not like from here to there to there to here. What's been a personal style phase you have gone through that maybe while you're flipping through your mirror selfies, you do look back on and cringe?
Yeah. When was it the worst for you?
Oh, like the menswear, like double-breasted, like too tight LBM jacket
that
era.
shit
Like
sucks.
that is like
When we met.
that was
Yeah.
a rough time.
Yeah.
Like
You don't think you look good at all?
I think for that time, I'm like it's not like I didn't do. It's not like I was particularly egregious within that time period, but
No.
I think during that time period, we all just looked stupid. Like
You're all dressing up to look like men 30 years your senior.
Like Tommy recently like posted that photo of all of us like outside, like it was some New York Fashion Week.
No,
like
but that's not even that bad. That's
like
not
a
even that bad.
decade ago.
That's not even
and
that bad.
I was looking at it, and
You probably look the best, honestly. Or
And-
maybe Moy.
well, Moy, man,
Moy
looks
is
great,
all time.
man.
Obviously, everyone knows. Who's listening knows.
but
okay,
then,
so your hashtag menswear era, that was
like looking at
criminal.
like the tightness of my pants, like
What are you wearing? LBM?
I think I was wearing
Isaiah?
epaulette pants.
Oh my God, Epaulet. Yo,
Yeah, I worked at Epaulette.
oh yeah, that's how you know Dylan.
That's how I know Dylan.
You,
Yeah.
you worked fucking Michael Williams, bro.
I worked at Epaulette. I
All the
worked at
OGs.
Club Monaco. I worked at J. Crew. I
Fire.
worked. Yeah,
As like a,
J. Crew?
I
as
worked
a
retail,
shop
yeah.
boy.
ACL, you worked ACL?
Yeah.
I did work for Michael. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but to go back to like
Trash fits.
Brandon, to your point, like Brandon, corniest thing I'm ever going to say, but Brandon, the best thing about his fits is he's always like smiling. He's just he's like having fun with it, dude. Like
He's like the
he
Saltburn
looks-
of fits.
He looks great. Like you know, you look at him and you're like,
He's having fun with
he's just
it.
having
Yeah.
fun with it. The kind of, he throws on the funny beret and he looks great. He looks
Yeah.
great.
He always
Yeah.
does. He's fantastic.
He's trying new
man.
things.
Also a real tones man. Like the colors are always
The
great.
tones.
I
You're,
love-
you're focused on tones.
I'm focused on tones.
You're focused
I don't
on
have enough brown. I want to get a little bit more into brown.
Join me, brother.
Yeah.
You me and Travis Scott. Join us, brother.
You don't have that much
Get the
brown?
AP.
Brown is
I
going
don't
to
know that
color.
much brown.
Yeah,
I don't
bro.
know any brown pants.
I feel like you
don't
influenced even me
you don't
on brown. Like
Brown pants?
I had a pair of brown Yoji pants and they were so old that one day I was on the train and they just completely disintegrated. Like the
Nuts
whole,
out?
Like it was. I was on the way home and
Nuts out on the queue?
It was not. It was.
What can
bro.
Brown do for you?
It was bad.
Did you just Google that?
No, I'm
but-
not. What are you talking about? There, Google.
I'm trying to think.
I was
of,
writing
I'm
it in
trying
the
to think
fucking
of,
description.
of who else.
I mean, you're talking to two.
All the archivist store guys in Paris. Like
Come on,
again.
bro.
That's
just
the,
what
that's
you're
the
talking
best
about.
stuff.
You're a Francophile.
Thibaut.
Yeah,
That's
I'm a
where he's.
Francophile.
What is
That's
his name? Thibaut. Thibaut. Is that
Thibaut.
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 That's where he's buying all.
I know. I bought a shirt that he was like this old comb.
Oh, wow. You,
linen shirt.
You copied and
That
pasted
was
his ass.
his. That was being sold there.
You're
Yeah.
not gonna say anything nice about us. Like, what the fuck, bro? We had you on the show. Like, say something nice.
It's okay. You don't have to.
No,
You're my friends.
You just fucking.
Those
touched the pants.
those are nice, but you've already hyped these up enough. I think.
Yeah.
Pants of the year per.
I don't know if they're the pants. They're a good
BBSP.
pant. They're a good pant.
Who do you think is the best on court style of the homies?
Oh, me.
Oh, okay. Wow.
More than
All right.
Beach and him. And who else? Who else plays? Who else hits the
Javos.
racket? Javos.
Sam Hine, Noah
No,
Johnson.
not
Oh, yeah.
not. You look good. You know.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That sounded like a question mark at the
Yeah.
end of it.
Respectfully.
I don't think any of us are like getting a crazy. None of us
Well,
have like gear. We're not spending a ton of
Are we
money
talking
on
about
the
this, like-
full Nadal fits.
It's
like
yeah, but of wearing a full Nadal fit, you look like a fucking herb. Like it
Yeah.
looks, it's hard to get a fit off on the court. You just
No.
ratty tee and shorts.
genuinely my most worn item of the year, the white shorts from the JW Anderson Uniqlo collaboration.
Uniqlo. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say Uniqlo. That's Lemaire. Sorry.
Like finding a white athletic short actually kind of hard. And
Throwing fits.
Wait. So when you answered that question before, that was cap, not fact.
but
You
that's
hoe.
that's probably my most worn because I wear them every single time I play tennis. I own
Right.
5 pairs of
That's
them.
disgusting.
So I own 5
Oh,
pairs.
you have 5 pairs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are your friends. And as your friends,
Great movie.
I feel like we are your friends. As your friends, I think that something that we can't really bond over is this notion of flow, right? We get
Deluge,
a lot of
bitch.
free clothes that
We
we
rock.
then post on Instagram and then sell on the side.
I
We're
feel like
goated
you
up.
ask
We're
for this
goated
every-
100%.
we talk about. You want to talk about this every
No, no, no,
time
no,
you
no,
come on.
No, it's very
I do
important.
because honestly, it like you
Wait.
and Carmonica, like when you have that journalistic integrity, like ethical code that you stick to, it is mind-boggling. But specifically, I want to ask,
Yeah.
what piece of flow have you seen either of us flex that maybe made you the most jealous as an ethical journo who actually has to spend his hard-earned money on Johns?
Be real. Don't cap.
No, that is a good question.
Thank you. I wrote it.
Maybe I mean honestly, just because I'm cheap, maybe like the auto Asics, because I'm kind of like
Mm.
I bought them, so I'm
We
like
both got
I
them.
could have
We
had
both-
them
that's
for
actually-
free, but like I bought
How
them
much were they? Like 200?
$200.
Yeah.
Most things I don't want. Like that's the thing is I like it, and also I don't. Let me backtrack on that because I was glad to buy those because I like Kiko. I like the auto guys. Like I'm happy to support. Like that was
They would have gone out of business if you hadn't bought them.
no, but I'm just saying it's like I think if you like something, here's my beyond my like ethical feelings about it. If you like something, you should buy it. You should support those people.
So how do you feel when we like something and we ask
I
for it
think-
and get it for or
I think
or
that-
get it for free? Do you,
I mean-
do you respect us less?
Clearly.
That's not for me to judge.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I don't think
That's cap, not fact.
I don't think clearly, but
Pants.
I think like if you like something, you should if it is
No,
so
if we like something, we should get it for free.
it is
disagree
so
100%.
hard to
I
like
disagree 100%.
exist as a brand. I mean, it just depends on the brand. I think like
What about the fact that if we post it, like hundreds and hundreds of people are going to buy it? Isn't that better for the
well,
people?
said
that's
it, not me.
that's the
Yourself?
principle of flow. But like, I don't know. I'm just
The principle of flow, TM.
What about the
Jacob
stuff?
Gallagher memoir.
What about the stuff we don't ask for that we get for free that we then feel compelled to
That's
post because
trash.
it is like
That's
you
the
got to
worst.
maintain that relationship or you got to
Nah,
feel like
well, I
hate
mean, I could out this man in particular. He has posted some stuff that he then
off.
immediately goes to the chat and is like, "This is
You know, it's very funny because when I do post something that is like I'm doing the right thing, it's only
I'm a
you
nice-
two that are like, yo, you're a fucking bozo. It's just you two.
you've gotten
honestly.
better. You've gotten better at not posting the stuff that you don't
You
like.
did
that you don't
basically the
actually
same
like.
thing to me over here, where I was saying that Travis Kelce was well, and you were just cutting me off every 3 seconds, saying that I was wrong. So
Well, that's before the beers kicked in.
I think that, and I think I say a similar thing every time.
Pants.
I think I say a similar thing every time. Like I look at that stuff and I'm like, that's fine. I don't why that seems like too much stuff.
That's a
I don't want to
majority.
get all that stuff.
That's a majority. of
Like,
things.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
I will say it is a bit of a burden that a lot of stuff now these days is not stuff we ask for. Now that our addresses are out there, it just arrives.
Hashtag blessed. Bro.
If I like
Hashtag
something,
blessed. My burden, my cross to bear.
if I like something, I'm happy to buy it. And often, you know, I see you guys get stuff and some of it's expensive and I'm kind of like, I can't afford that. Good for them. Whatever. Da da da. Like that. And then it's forgotten.
What about discount codes? Where does that fall in the gray area?
No, it is.
Okay.
You can make a wholesale order, but
Yeah.
No.
Oh, am I supposed to say?
Would you
I'm
get
lying. Do that?
Oh wait, that was cap, not fact.
Would you get if you did it? How does it? What are the specifics of the contract at work? Like, would you get fired if you accepted free clothes, or just feel really bad about yourself?
So hung up on like I
because it's so foreign to us.
Yeah,
because we're like, why would you? Like, how could you say no to that?
Shit for free.
Like, would you feel bad about yourself, or is it truly like a HR violation?
I would both feel bad about myself, and it is our company policy.
Okay, so then here's the question: the $1 million question, Lily. What's the total dollar amount of clothing that you would estimate you've turned down in your lifetime, in your professional
10
lifetime?
years. 10 years.
Oh, let's say
5 G's a year, probably right.
No, but I wouldn't know because most people know not
Gs?
to offer us stuff. So like,
they know.
It's not like I'm getting these emails every day, like that are like, hey, can you have free? You want this thing for free?
You don't get those emails?
I don't get those emails.
They know not to even.
And
bother.
if I do,
they go to Sam Hine.
I just don't respond to my email. So and I like barely look at it. So
what's been the biggest thing you've had to turn down? Did like Loewe?
Oh yeah,
was Loewe like, yo, you want a fucking $1 million bag, bro?
Oh, the $1 million speedy. You got to take it and then quit. And
Yeah.
sell it.
If Loewe offered you $1 million speedy, what would you do?
I would
'Cause
say
your wife
no.
take it?
I would
Your wife
say
could take
no.
You're so dumb,
Bro, you wouldn't take $1 million
I would,
bag?
James.
Quit your
James,
job.
This is not hard. This is just.
What do you mean? It's extremely easy. You take the $1 million speedy and quit your job. What are you talking about? You fool.
I like my job a lot.
You like $1 million?
I don't know what $1 million would be like.
Exactly. You don't even know how
Yeah.
sick it would make you feel, you
I
idiot.
don't like talking about this.
Well, here's okay. Let's pivot real quick
move on.
onto something you do like. How much do you spend on fitness a month?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Break it down.
If I do tennis, if it's summer and I'm doing a tennis lesson every week too, it's more. It's more. It's actually It's more than
you care to admit.
It's more than I want to say.
Have you ever done the math and like been like,
Oh
oh
yeah.
shit?
Oh yeah.
So you do F45. What
I
is
do
that?
F45.
What the fuck is that? What the fuck is fucking 45?
I do. It's a high.
It's 44 better than F1, dude.
Intensity interval training.
Is it named after Trump, the 45th president?
It's fitness 45. It's 45 minutes.
Oh, that's
I
it?
believe.
Damn.
Yeah.
I will say,
It's from.
And it's working.
It's
It's
from
working.
Australia.
Oh,
when you wear a Supreme thermal with the bones, size small, you look fantastic.
yeah.
Like I can only imagine if they made an XS, like how good you look.
Have you done like? Have you done like
Like a body scan?
Do you take a shirtless
X-ray.
selfie? Do you take a shirtless selfie every day and do like the time lapse of like body transformation?
No.
Do you have body dysmorphia? I do.
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah, my guy.
Do I have body dysmorphia? Yes.
Hell yeah. Let's
How many
go.
times you play tennis?
Let's go, baby.
So it's tennis and F45.
Yeah, I mean, in summer, I try to play tennis 3 to 4 times a week.
Wow. How do you have the time, bro? Don't you?
That's crazy, bro. That's
yeah,
cap.
that's-
That can't be fair.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
I work for myself and I can't play tennis that much.
Well, that's because
it.
you're kind of lazy.
Mm.
I texted you last.
That's not even
I
remotely
texted
correct.
you last weekend, and you.
I have a foot injury.
It's a hardworking man in show business.
It was prime tennis weather, and we blew the last good outdoor day.
I have a
because
foot
you
injury and I'm
couldn't
playing for 2 hours on Saturday. Are you playing for 2 hours on Saturday?
play. No, because you
Outside.
don't text me.
Well, this is a Javos thing, so that's it. But most people. Most
You
people
got bumped for job.
He
The
literally,
Greek freak.
he literally changed his flight to get in earlier so that we could play tennis.
That is embarrassing. You should not say that.
No,
on
that's
the
cool.
record.
I would. I
Job.
I brought my tennis racket to
this pod.
to Paris. I brought it to California. I want to
That's
play
whack
anyway.
as fuck, by the way. That's so whack that you did that. You brought it to Cali.
I played
just on vacation. That's so whack, dude.
It
You're a
was
loser.
kind of vacation.
You're a fucking dork, dude.
I had a great.
I'm embarrassed for you.
You're like a skater putting his skateboard in
Yes,
the fucking
dude.
overhead.
Or a guy brings a guitar on the plane.
Ooh, that's bad, yeah.
Oh my god, dude, you're the worst, dude.
You could just get a demo at the club.
I had fun. I had a lot of
all right.
fun.
I'm sure
Cool.
you did. You fucking.
I played,
okay.
in Griffith. The best place I ever played was in Paris. It was one. It was.
Oh, that
I played,
court looked-
I played
of course.
on my birthday indoors in Paris. It was incredible.
Yo, Omar's going to be in Japan at the same time as me. I think we might try and link.
Are you gonna play on the like phony grass they have there?
Well,
that's
why are you
racist.
insulting their grass like that?
No,
What are you
he was
talking
telling me they play on this like that. The courts have this like fake grass that like you can hit
AstroTurf.
forever.
I haven't gotten that far with him. We
You
just
should talk
pieced
to him.
together that we're going to be there
You
at the same
should do it.
time.
That's insane.
So most people, their New Year's resolution has to do with like getting into shape, right? But you're already there. What's
Jacked.
your New Year's resolution?
I don't do that.
No,
Come
come
on.
on.
I don't.
Just tell us something that you want to improve on. Just something. Just,
Yeah.
just
What about
general
you- what about you-
50,000 foot view.
What about you
Give us something.
stinks?
Yeah.
What about you stinks? That could stink a little less.
Yeah. Give us something.
What about me stinks?
Stinks.
Oh, stinks.
Sucks.
I was like, what about me stinks?
Yeah. What about you is fucking whack, dude? Besides a million things I can name right now off the top, off the dome. Easy.
Why don't you tell him what should his New Year's resolution be?
Yo, can I tell you a New Year's resolution?
Oh.
I'm gonna tell you it every year.
Here we go.
No.
Here we go.
No. Yo, you have.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
Well, it's self-confidence thing, right? This guy gets the biggest fits off in the game, and I want
That's
to
not
see it
true.
in real time. Give it to me.
Oh, more
Feed
fit
me
pics.
slop. Feed me slop.
This little
a
piggy wants to eat.
Piggy. Give me the shit, dude.
I
We
would
want
like,
it.
I guess I would like.
Though
to
I
be-
do love the end of the year is my favorite time.
I would like to be easier on myself. You know, I think everyone should be nicer
Therapy?
to themselves. You know,
You go to therapy?
I'm not in therapy right now, but I feel like I've been really.
Can't afford it. You're spending too much on the F45. Shit
Got
is
it,
expensive.
It is
It
expensive.
is. You're a fool.
It's also the tennis lessons are really what kill you.
Yeah. Okay, so
So-
you want to be
Yeah, I
less
think-
hard on yourself?
Yeah, I think you know.
You should.
Lighten up,
You-
lighten the
yeah.
load, lighten the load. We
Yeah.
all love you. Like, why are you so hard on yourself? Right? Everyone loves you. Like, why do you bring yourself
Thank
down?
you,
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
What do you want for Hanukkah?
Yeah. What's the
Ooh.
number one? What's number one right
You
now?
have 8 gifts. What's the number one?
Like, if you were literally gonna write a list, like, what's first of the month?
Is it clothing?
What's
Chrome
it?
Hearts bracelet.
Yeah.
Really? Yo, you seen my man's you wearing
I
it?
see the
I
ring.
showed up. Of course, I showed up.
I'm annoyed though because I'm the one that I'm the person in our group chat that talks about Chrome the most.
Yeah.
I'm the most obsessed. I'm not obsessed. I'm
Do you-
the most interested.
Do
by
you
this
own any
brand.
Chrome?
I own no Chrome.
Damn, why not?
Yo, by the way, you're fucking broke, bro.
It's
You know,
expensive.
no Chrome?
I can't really
Go into the store like Lawrence did and sort store price low to high.
$550,
And you're
easy,
good.
easy.
I want
$550 for the dinky.
there's a bracelet that I want, you know.
Okay.
But
How much
that's-
is it? Do you know?
It's like $700.
Oh, that's
Come on.
bro. Come on,
It's
brother.
it's a lot
You
of
could
money.
splurge on that.
I know.
All right, let me ask you this: what's your
It's like 2 F45 lessons.
in this moment
Yes,
right now as we are recording? What is your all-time grail?
Yeah.
right now, in the moment. What's number one?
There's a couple mohair sweaters from a Kim Jones Vuitton collection that
Oh, and they collab with Supreme.
no yes the season they collaborated with Supreme correct
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what you want,
And they're
really?
like, yeah, I really like those.
I know exactly what you're
I
talking
really
about. They're fire.
I quite like those. They're
They're
very
insane.
good.
how much,
And
how much are they going for?
They're a lot of money.
I don't
Are
even
they-
think you can even find them.
There's
gonna say-
one on Grailed. I think it's like $3,000.
Oh, okay.
And then there
You know how many Chrome bracelets that is?
and then
Let's do the math real quick.
there's
40.
a couple. Not there's
Four.
there's one there's a Loewe shearling that I tried on like.
Oh, the fake Carhartt.
That's the fake. That's not fake Carhartt, but it's based on
You know what I mean.
Carhartt.
The Farheart.
And it was $4,000. It is an incredibly good jacket.
What's
I
the
still
most
think
you've ever
about
spent
that
on a
jacket.
single piece of clothing? Do you think?
Yeah.
Besides like wedding,
Besides
besides
my wedding
wedding
suit. Yeah. Ooh, that's a good question.
What's the most you shelled out? Swiped.
Was it a suit? Was it tailoring?
Swipe.
Shoes?
I don't.
Shoes are expensive.
Shoes-
Like,
Well, I think shoes are getting more expensive, which is something I'm
everything's
fucking
getting more
always
expensive.
Bullshit.
obsessed with. I don't know, man. I'm trying to think if I've spent more than $1,000 on an item of clothing.
I don't
Have
know.
you?
I don't
Have
think
you?
I ever have.
I don't-
Besides a suit.
Besides
a
a
suit.
suit, I don't
think I ever have.
Besides my wedding suit,
I
I
have
don't
on my
think I have.
wife. I'm trying to think of me. Oh, my watch.
I have on a bag, but
Oh, yo, do you have a watch on today?
Yeah,
Oh, what's the watch,
fit
bro?
check. Give us a little wrist check. Let me see. Rolly.
it's a rolly date, just.
And what's the other ring? The non-wedding ring? What is
Oh
that?
yeah, this is from Front General Store. It's like a
Yeah.
Mexican.
Santa Fe.
What?
Santa
Why did you
Fe.
say Santa Fe?
Santa Fe.
No, I think it's Mexican. It's not.
Can we
New
not say
Mexican.
about Santa Fe? What
We can talk about Santa Fe. But I like it because I can play with it, and I'm
You
very
just show me,
very
just show me the
fidgety.
face. You don't need to fucking take it off.
I'm very fidgety. So
Speaking of face,
Gorgeous.
Speaking of-
Timepiece, my friend.
Speaking of face,
Yeah.
the Wall Street Journal is known for its head cuts, which is the term, right?
Ooh,
Those
here we go.
pointillism portraits of its staff and writers that show up.
I love when you
on
do
every
research.
article.
It's so cute.
Yeah, bro. It's
called
called fucking
Wikipedia.
Wall Street Journal point ass face portrait.
Yeah.
Do you like
Yeah.
yours?
Yeah, I do. I do actually like mine.
When
You
was
fuck with
it created? 2016.
I've had that one for.
What are you wearing in it? What's the fit?
I think I'm just wearing like a button-up shirt and an undershirt. Like it looks very simple.
An undershirt?
The undershirt's very prominent.
Yeah, the undershirt's really prominent. That's my one complaint because I don't really wear undershirts.
So
We did it
when
at
was
the
it?
time.
When was the portrait made? Was it 2016?
20. I think I had it redone because the first one did not really look like me, and it was kind of like this really doesn't look like me.
What is it? What's the process to get your head?
What's the process?
Well,
You feel like
people do them like
Right.
artists do them. So
You feel like an asshole being like, "Hey, this fucking sucks. I want to redo
But
it."
did you pose or did they just like take it?
I did pose for that photo that we sent in. But we at the time I was working for a section where we had a photographer on staff. So
So how often does it get updated? And do you want to update?
that's a
this?
good question. I actually don't know. I mean, I think people have kept theirs for a long time. I don't think I would have mine updated. I think it's fine. I don't feel any type of way about it.
Could you run the company plastic on the Loewe mohair sweater and say it's an expense to get the fucking head cut redone? Why not?
Oh my god!
This is how you work within the system to win-win.
No, I don't. Yeah, not interested in that.
In scamming?
Yeah, I'm not interested.
Okay, interesting.
Weird.
Well, speaking of
culturally not on the fairway.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
as a fellow Jew scammer.
Hermes clogs too are really high up there for me.
Oh yeah, you
The
love
Hermes,
those.
I love the
They're
Hermes
so good,
clogs.
dude.
They're so good. Shout
Angelo,
shout out
low-key
Angelo.
He takes credit, like low key.
he when I saw him outside the Willie Cheveria show wearing them, and I felt bad. Like I was
Angelo Urrutia.
Angelo Urrutia, where
Yeah, of
I walked away and I was like, that was a bad conversation because I genuinely was like, oh my God, those are amazing. Like it was all I wanted to
You
talk
turned into
about.
an Hermes ogre. You turned Hermes Shrek.
I was like, well, tell me about them. Like how, like they have them in your size.
How's the
Like-
fit?
Like I was like, how's the fit? They have them in your size.
I
Like,
thought Tremaine
what
was the
store did
first-
you get
No.
them from?
Angelo will say that.
But the first time we saw someone wearing them was I thought it was Tremaine at Angelo's presentation.
No, I'd
thing.
seen
Okay.
him before.
No.
I'd
Got
seen
got it.
Angelo before then wearing them.
Tremaine wore them at Angelo's presentation, and Angelo was like,
Angelo also
he's like, "Who did this? I did
probably
this."
I'd
Shout
have to
out
say the
Tremaine.
guy who like in
Shout out
my
Tremaine, I'll always, dude.
in the recesses of my mind, probably the
Call him
guy,
yet?
probably the guy where like he activated me being like chrome jewelry, kind of great. Like he.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
well,
he-
Angelo can do it more tasteful than anybody. That's the
he
point.
looks great in it.
yeah.
He looks great in anything.
And
Also-
I remember talking to him about it, and I was like, "Oh, it's like looks great." And he was like, kind of talking about how much stuff he had, and he was like, "You know, I have a lot of like the cross jeans too, and I just like don't wear them." And I was,
That's
I'm,
great.
I'm like,
Get
you know
on
how
the
much
fucking
money
bazaar.
you're sitting on. Like,
I mean, but
call
Angelo-
up Mark Wahlberg's own 4G seller. And see.
Yo, municipal up, bro.
Municipal up,
bro.
Angela will wear chrome jewelry in a way that is like different than your average chrome jewelry wearer, right? So if
Yeah.
you recontextualize it, where you're just like, oh shit, like it,
looks-
actually can look
it looks
good,
very good.
if you're not just looking like a fucking chrome dome.
But the jewelry is great. I chrome is, I think, one of the most interesting.
Stories.
Yo, notice me.
It is a true American luxury powerhouse.
It's Ralph. It's Ralph, but not Ralph.
And I think because of them not playing in the system and because of the celebrification of it, people want to overlook it. It's a really incredible brand. Like
They have
very
the best
interesting.
2023, honestly. Like,
They've had they're on a run. Like 2023, I think they're
All
genuinely
time.
on a run.
Yeah.
Can I tell a good Mark Wahlberg story? Actually,
Yes. Tell us about
please.
fucking.
Oh,
So-
him beating up the Vietnamese guy, right?
So-
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
That was a banger.
And then he stole his Asian boy swag and did the fucking squat for the fit
Mark
pic.
Wahlberg is a main investor in F45,
Okay.
the gym that I go to.
Is that what he
And-
wakes up at 3 a.m. to do?
And Mark also municipal.
Yeah.
And I wrote a story. I don't really pay much attention to golf, but I talk a lot with our sports desk, and there Andrew Beaton, a reporter over there. He was kind of like, hey, like this golfer that they sponsor, that municipal sponsors, like he won the US Open, I think. I'm not sure if I'm remembering.
What
it
the
right.
US Open?
I'm not sure if I'm remembering all the things right, but I ended up talking to Mark Wahlberg about municipal.
Okay, what'd he say?
And we had a great
It's
chat.
fucking fire, bro.
We had a really
Is that your
That's fucking fire, bro.
we had a great chat, but I get on he gets on the phone
It's made in Vietnam.
and I mentioned this in the piece, but he he did the interview while working out.
Oh,
and
fire.
He was mid set while
Wait, you called him
working
at
out.
4 a.m?
And- no, it was like 10, I think, in California.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, so it's workout number 2.
and at one
Or
point
3.
he goes, sorry, can you repeat the question? I was mid set there. And I was just like, oh man, this guy is incredible. But I opened the call and was like, Mark, I want to say, like, I did F45 this morning, and he was, how was the workout? He was very curious.
That's what I want to know about.
I was like,
Yeah.
it's good. It's good.
Yo, it was.
Hell yeah, bro! You
It was a real Patriots Day, bro.
Yeah.
Is that the? Is it
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Speaking of sweating and putting in that work,
Yeah.
it's time to get into the next segment of the podcast, which is called Daddy.
You hoe. Sex and dating.
Eats and cheeks.
Suck it, fucking.
When did you realize that your wife was the one?
Oh, like
Love at first sight. Straight up.
like days in, like.
Oh, so not love at first
love
sight.
at first.
Love at like sixth sight
Yeah.
or something.
I think we had a really great first date. I mean, she came with me to New
Carbone?
Mexico and met my parents. Like, I think
That was your first
like a
date?
month,
Oh,
a month in.
okay.
Like,
What?
I think
Wow.
like,
You
yeah.
knew. You knew.
Yeah, it was like
Wow.
it was over.
All right,
Like,
the first date. How crazy
It
did
was
your trow
beginning,
go?
I should
How
say.
crazy did your trow go on the first date? You wear the cheetah.
oh, that's such a good question. I don't
fucking
remember what I
cords?
was. I don't remember what I was wearing.
Were you wearing your fucking crochet dick tip hat?
Oh no,
You
I
gotta know
didn't,
about.
I didn't
You
know
gotta know
that
about. No, what pants did you wear on the first date? We have to.
Yeah.
I know you know. Don't be weird.
yet. No, I genuinely don't remember.
Did you wear a blazer?
I want to say I probably wore like. It was summer, so I probably was wearing like
Shorts.
a summer scarf?
Don doesn't wear shorts, dude. What's wrong with you?
Did you wear a blazer?
I didn't wear shorts. I didn't wear a blazer.
Your shorts on the first date is crazy.
Yeah, don't do that.
That's crazy.
I don't remember.
Did you wear a bucket hat?
I'm going on a date with a super cute baby. He's a little baby.
Okay, so now when it's date night,
What up?
what is your go-to date night fit? You wear a blazer?
No, I mean I'll put on a good boy sweater and
Yeah.
She likes a good boy sweater. Is that the meeting ground, like the middle?
I don't know
compromise?
about you. I mean, she might listen to this and disagree. I don't think Rachel really cares that much about like what I'm wearing. I think she's just kind of
Does
like,
she call you out though before you leave the crib?
sometimes I'll put something on and she'll just be like, that looks like you look
You look
crazy.
shit.
Like, don't do that.
Well,
Like,
you're putting that shit on though, so
Yeah.
fuck her.
or I'll be like, is this
Rachel.
okay? And she'll be like, I mean, you look crazy, but like, fine.
Yeah, at the tables returning, you were telling her how to dress. Problematic, am I right? It's fucking double standard bullshit.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't tell her what to
Can't do that.
do. Yeah. But you don't. But she does it to you.
we
You would never deign.
We give helpful feedback.
Oh,
you
really?
tell her to dress?
I don't tell her how to dress,
Okay,
but
all right, good.
sometimes she will be like,
What's
should
the
I
last
wear?
garment you copped her?
Mm,
The last garment I bought her.
Yeah.
that's what
I
it
don't
said
really
in
buy her
English.
clothes. I buy her jewelry. I mean,
What was the last jewelry you bought her?
Me and you both, brother.
I can say
Chrome hearts?
it'll come out
Oh.
after
Oh.
for Hanukkah. I got her a nice bracelet Yeah.
Chrome?
From
Old Jewelry in Chinatown. It's a good store. It's a really good store.
What does it look like? Gold?
It's silver.
Cuban?
She doesn't
Okay.
wear gold really.
she doesn't mix metals.
She does not really mix metals. She wears a lot of
Let
silver.
me know if you need a res at the Cartier store.
Thank you.
What is it if you need a res at the Chrome Hearts Aspen
I'm,
store?
I'm a preferred customer.
All right, Jacob, how much money do you make?
Did I answer? I'm
You
curious
gave us-
if
you
I
did.
answered this last
You
time.
did.
Did I?
Yes.
I make.
Oh, here we go. You're flustered.
Did it start with a 2?
It does not start.
He wishes it
does
started
not
with
start
two.
Make $29,000 a year?
It does not start with the 2. I will say that much. I
Okay.
think I can leave it at that.
All right. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
And also stop me if I'm going.
Stop.
Stop me if I've said this one before. Thank you. Are you self-conscious about the amount of money that you make?
Of course. Who's not self-conscious about the amount of money you
Not,
make
I'm
in
rich.
New York?
Not me.
Yeah,
us.
but also if you work
I don't
in
give a
media,
fuck.
if you insist on working in media and you love your job, isn't that kind of like always going to be?
Okay, but here's the thing about money. You reach this when you're.
you want all of it.
it will never be enough. Like, it
Oh,
will, it
good
will,
point, good
it
point,
will
good
never,
point. Yeah,
ever,
yeah.
ever be enough. So, like,
I need more.
I think that
Well, that's
Like-
anti-Semitic.
How was that? That wasn't Jewish. That wasn't Jew voice.
Jew ogre.
I did not. now you taking it to that place was
my bad. Free pasta.
no.
You can say it.
I think like I I'm reading a very good book right now. It's called Trust. It's by Hernan Diaz. It was I think a pretty popular book this year.
The Dominican guy.
And
he's famous.
The multiple characters are financiers, and it captures like the bloodthirstiness for money.
He was canceled.
So Hernan Diaz was?
Yeah.
Who was it?
We all were.
Are you sure not just watching Wolf of Wall Street?
And I think that in New York it messes with you where like, obviously the amount of money that most people make in New York would be like so like proportionally it would this is such a base statement, but it would be like if I lived somewhere else, it would be so much.
Yeah, but who the fuck wants to live in Missouri?
Yeah, but y'all are dinks. You're dinks. Dual income, no kids.
But I'm saying like I think
dinked up on camera.
It's to say that the answer to your question doesn't matter how much I make because like
what are you talking about? That's all that people listen for. That's what they want to know.
All right, so let me ask you this: what do you like to spend your hard-earned money on?
Ooh.
Clothes.
No, not clothes, not fitness.
Besides clothes, besides fitness.
You don't cook. I know you don't cook.
You don't cook?
I mean,
I know. Yeah.
We
just don't cook.
We hold our noses and cook half the week, I would say.
What?
Yeah.
Why? That sounds miserable.
Is that a Jewish saying? Hold your nose and cook. What is it?
No. I think both Rachel and I will. I'm a bad.
Hold your gigantic fucking caricature nose and hold your maestro. Cook.
Hold your Cooper.
All right, so
you suck at cooking, I guess is what the phrase
like
means.
I work with people that like my lovely colleagues Miles and Sarah. They're always talking about like Allison Roman and Molly Baz and these recipes and those recipes.
Shout out Allison,
and I'm like,
friend of the pod.
I'm like,
now.
I literally make slop. Like I am just a terrible cook. Like
slop.
Fill my trough.
I know my way. I know how to like make stuff in the kitchen. I hate doing it.
What about
I
soup?
put such
make a
little
soup.
effort into it.
Make a soup.
I guess we spend money on eating out and
What's your favorite restaurant in the city right now?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Well, I know what the answer is.
Inga, baby.
Inga. Pull up with a
That is definitely not
burgie.
my favorite restaurant. That's
every time this man has made res for any homies, we're going to Inga. And
that's my favorite burger.
And pork chop goes crazy.
Thai Diner, probably my like bar for bar. I love that restaurant.
Every time we get lunch, where do we go? We go to Thai Diner.
Yep.
He always gets what do you get? The salad?
The watercress salad.
And I get a beer slushy.
Which I remade at home or tried to recreate at home.
How'd it go?
Not as good as Thai Diner, but fucking gas.
My brother had
Fire.
his wedding at the dinner was at Hearts, and that was probably the best meal I've
Best
had.
clam toast in the whole fucking city.
That was
Best
probably
clam
that
toast?
was the best meal I've had in the city.
What other clam toast have you had?
Exactly, bro. Heart's the best in the city. How good? Did you get clam toast?
Yeah, it was quite good.
So you're eating out. How many times a week are you eating out?
Probably 3.
Okay.
2 to 3.
All right, not bad. What's a large purchase you made recently that you actually ended up regretting?
Oh, I regret a lot of purchases.
Well, that's the self-hating part of you, or did you just buy too much
No,
shit?
I think I forget that. I forget that I need to try stuff on because I'm not, I like am I'm on the shorter side and I am stockier and stuff just sometimes looks terrible on me.
Are you copying
And
off the Essence sale? Is that what we're talking
no,
about?
like I bought things from the Our Legacy Armani collab that really worked. I bought a pullover that you have that just looked horrific on me. And that was a really regrettable purchase. Like I was immediately like,
what do you do? You
yikes.
get DSM and you get the Larry Wreck.
Like when I put it on,
And I guess your size exactly. Banger.
I put it on and my wife looked at me and was just like, that's terrible. Like it was like, I was like, and she just, no, don't.
You looked like you were about to honk chew your way to sleep with a pointed sleep.
Yeah, it was a big night. It was a sleep shirt. That I regret. I don't know. I make the occasional eBay purchase, like like a shot in the dark, and then it comes and it's like.
But that's the spirit of the hunt, right? It's like
Yeah.
That's
This is
eBay
good.
in a nutshell, right?
you're gonna
Yeah.
take some misses, and also just shopping in general. Like
This is why, like, so
Not in person though, because you tried on.
my friend Drew, I think I actually shouted out the last time I was on as being, he's another very well dressed guy. That's a real guy. He works at
Shout out
Street Market.
Drewski.
And he's always like, he's big brain, being like, you shop at Laura Kaleji, you shop at Archivist Store, you're paying like 30 to 40% more than you should, because like I can just go on Yahoo Japan and find the comb and the yoji you're looking for here.
We don't want to do the hunt though.
And I'm like,
I don't want to do
it's
the
not
hunt.
even
Right?
the
We talk
hunt.
about this.
It's more just like, I don't want to deal with like getting a package all the way from Japan, and then it comes and I'm like, well, this looks terrible
I
on
fucked
me.
up. I fucked
Like,
up. Yeah.
I would much rather, like, the best pants I bought this year, I mentioned them, and Jonah was nice enough to
BBSP?
ask me my pants of the year. Shout out Jonah. Shout out Blackbird Spy Plane.
What are they?
And they were these Wise pants that I got from Laura Kaleji, and they were, I think after tax, they were like $400. And I felt really, I was like gulping.
That's
Like that was a lot of money.
pants.
Big roll of dice.
I tried them on
Yeah.
like twice. I was like in the store, like really thinking about them, bought them, wear them all the time because I loved the fit. Cause I knew because I bought them in person. But that was a real, like, my heart was,
Pants.
I was like, that's expensive.
I can't
don't like
believe
that,
you
but-
told us what your pants of the year are as listed in Blackbird Spy Plane and basically subverted the paywall. As a fellow paywallsman yourself, now people don't have to pay Jonah money. You just fucking ruined it. You sunk a small business.
Yeah, you're
bro.
a bad person, bro.
Well,
It's fucked up.
I wrote a nice soliloquy to them that you can
Yeah.
read if you
Yeah, it
subscribe.
was terrible.
Well,
How many times are you gonna make that fart noise about everything?
I think I did it like 5 times on the spot, but it's only for you.
how many
I
times has
say
he called
for
you Jake?
Only one. Only one. It was
He only
up top.
did
It was
look
up
up
top.
once.
Well,
Which I forget that we can't do it.
Luckily, we are at the last segment of the
Yeah.
podcast, which is we see you out here fucking cranking out 57 pages worth of content.
See you
More,
cranking it.
more,
See you
more.
cranking it.
We see you cranking, bro.
More.
We see you cranking at the desk. I see you stroking on the court. We see you fucking
He's just stroking on the
huffing and
court.
puffing in the F45. You're doing incredible. You had a great 2023. Even more stoked for your 2024. That being said, we'd like to see you do even better. So we're going to
Yeah, 'cause
offer
we
some
love you.
constructive criticism. Take it or leave it. How serious to take it? I'll go first. Stop hating fun movies. You don't always.
Poor Things is
You don't
fun.
always have to be a critic, bro.
Poor Things is fun.
But where you like analyze, you're like, oh, actually, the fucking set design. Where you're just like, no, just let it wash over and have fun.
I let it wash over me. I think Saltburn was so creaky.
Creep. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Like, I think you could feel every.
There was a creek. There was
you
a creek.
could feel every mechanism and every move she was trying to make. You could really see
A lot of
just
show, not
everything
tell,
she was
bro.
doing,
Just let it wash over you.
and I couldn't let it wash over me.
just take
From the
a little,
jump, I'm
take a little
sorry,
mushroom chocolate
setting
and
that
wash
movie,
over you.
setting that movie in 2006 just because you want to like sidestep cell phones. Like it was, if everything about that
Oh,
movie
come on.
felt so
You're
cheap.
being too critical.
It was to
right now.
get MGMT and Cold War kids in there. What
Yeah.
the fuck are you talking about?
Well, they watch.
Hang me up to dry.
But even that, I'm sorry, if this movie is so smart, they watch a movie.
No one said
that-
it was smart.
No one said
they
it was
watch
smart.
Superbad, which has not even come out yet in 2006.
They got a screener just like you. All right, Lawrence, what's your CC?
All right, so
Thank you for that, though. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course.
so honestly, based on that, right? Are you guys gonna like shake on it? Okay.
Yeah.
James, notably, right, hates talking about movies.
No, I hate you yelling at me or anyone about movies.
Here's what I'm
That's what
thinking,
it
right?
is.
Yo, hear me out. Right. I got a lot of free time because he does all the work, right? So I got a lot of downtime. I'm thinking, me and you start a fucking side pod about movies. You make fucking bread. Bro.
I can't do that
Why?
for my job.
You can't do any like side projects. What if
Not
you,
even
what if you
play
don't make
along?
you don't make
You're
any
not
money?
even gonna play along.
Sure, I'll play along. Yeah, let's do that.
That'd be
Could
fire,
you could
right?
you do it if you don't take any money and you just do it as like a fun?
Yeah, I'll
creative
take.
side project?
By the way, I'll take all the money. I'll be that guy. I'll take
I
all the
think
money.
you should you should go Bill Burr style, solo pod, just you talking about movies for like
I'll go Lex G
two,
mode.
2
only.
hours.
No, I can't.
Honestly, do it.
You
I
should
probably
do
could. I
it.
probably
You
could.
should do
Do it
it.
on Patreon.
as like bonus content for the Patreon. Yeah. But I feel like it would be.
I would listen. Absolutely.
We talked about this with Wolf. I feel like we could have like good sitch. Like we could do a thing.
Yeah.
It
If
would
I
hit.
if
It would-
I
it
may
would
though,
hit. It would hit.
you're
It would
a
hit.
little bit too much of an. You're not critical enough. You're a little too much of
Ooh,
an.
he's never
Wow.
he's never watched.
I
a movie he
love
doesn't like.
the magic of the movies. I love cinema too
But
much.
you like
Your strategy is literally to go at least half a star above whatever the average rating on Letterboxd
I
is.
think
Facts. I
think
love
that
movies.
You're not critical enough at all.
Well,
facts.
excuse me
Fact, not
for
cat.
loving cinema.
Like
So
you
go
gave
fuck
Sea
yourself.
of Love 4 stars.
That's an incredible movie. That's
Sea of
incredible.
Love is
Incredible.
not a 4-star movie.
Lawrence, here, let me ask you this.
No, hold on, real quick. Context is important there because you got to realize if you look it up, right? So Pacino did a movie in '84, and it bombed. It was a Revolutionary War film, right? And he stopped acting for 4 years. Then he comes back with Sea of Love, and it's the most pitch perfect. It's not Scent of a Woman, which is the most obvious Pacino, but it's close, right? So for me, that's significant. Where like 4 minimum.
There we go. See, this is the podcast.
Yeah.
This is what you.
When was
See, that's all I need to do. I just need to wind you up a little bit.
Exactly.
It's great.
All right.
what was the last movie you watched that wasn't Made in America or France. Are you going to watch Past Lives this year? I don't fucking think so, dude. That's not going to hit your
Lives.
letterbox.
You saw Past Lives.
I love Past Lives.
But are you
great.
going to? I'm asking
Excellent
you.
movie.
Oh, you're asking me?
Yeah, you're not going
Past
to watch
Lives.
it. You're not going to watch it.
I saw Past Lives when we were coming back from.
Did you see
Milan.
Passages?
No.
Great movie.
All right, well, say this material for your own podcast,
Yeah,
guys.
please,
'Cause, we
please.
got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, sorry.
Jacob, thank you for coming onto the only podcast.
The boy.
Where can the kids follow you to watch you not wear crazy loud pants?
You can read me at the Wall Street Journal.
You can read me. You know what that means in like gay drag culture?
You can read me at the Wall Street Journal.
That means roaster ass.
No. Please go on.
You can follow me on Twitter.
Thank you.
At Jacob W. Gallagher. Same thing on Instagram.
Yo, FitPick
And-
Gallery coming soon.
Yeah.
End of the year wrap
Be at
up.
the end
Big
of the
one.
year.
Big one. It's a
Please,
big one.
read and
Yeah.
let me
No,
know. what you
honestly,
think.
give this man the
Subscribe?
You need the
Subscribe to
clicks.
the
You need
journal?
You need the clicks.
Subscribe to the Journal, or I think not. I think the Journal does incredible journalism and
It's in the name.
is a vital publication and
He got you, dude. He got you.
I read your ass.
I,
Yeah, dude. Journals in the name,
read something and send me an email.
for sure.
Yeah.
I'd be curious.
Send this
Thank
man an
you.
email.
Send an email? Really? All right.
WSJ.com. Jacob, thank you for coming on to Throwing
We love
Fits.
you, bro. You're the
Chef,
best.
take us out.